It's a video game podcast.
Wow.
And there's so much to discuss.
So good.
One of us knows all about them.
That's you.
And the other one's a dunce.
That's me.
You're gonna learn about the very best games with two annoying dorks.
Fatality.
From asteroids to Zelda. From adventure to Zork. We have no life, and we feel no shame. We need your help, 'cause we're bad with games. Bad with games. Welcome to the show. My name is Jonathan,
My name is Will.
and we are
Bad with Games.
Season
Hooray.
2 finale.
We're done with it.
That's
This
right.
is the end.
If you've never listened to the show before, don't start with this one.
Make
won't
you
make
listen
any
to all of
sense.
season 2. Yeah, no one. It won't. You won't have any idea what's going on. If
This
you're
isn't
like
for
me
the
and you've never heard
casual
of a video
fans.
game, yeah.
This
No
is for the
casual gamers here.
sickos. This is for the freaks. This week, we're going to be primarily tackling two big activities. The first one is us giving out our Baddie awards, the season 2 baddies
Mhm.
for various superlatives, you might call them,
Sure.
of the games that we played during season 2 of our podcast. And then I will be testing Will's gamer knowledge with his season 2 final exam.
Oh no. I'm a bit worried about this final exam. I don't feel as ready for it as I did last time.
Did you feel ready for it last time?
No.
Okay.
But I did okay.
You did okay. You did okay. Well, we're not there yet. If you'd like, you can watch this show on YouTube, by the way, listeners and viewers, at Bad with Games. I don't know what we're going to be showing this week. Last season, I just played Mario and used that footage
You
because
could-
we're not, usually it's a game. We don't have a game.
Yeah. You have all these hours of me playing Mario now.
Yeah, should I just throw that in?
You can throw that in.
That's what the people want to see. It doesn't matter. It'll be something useless that you don't need to pay attention to. Just for the filler parts, because there's nothing to show. We're not filming our faces. Anyway, if you want, you can just avoid all that hassle altogether and listen to us in audio form wherever you get your podcasts. You can also, I don't know, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/badwithgames. You want to support the show, keep it going. $5 a month. You can join our Discord, plus get bonus episodes every week where we talk about non-video game topics. And I don't know, email us, badwithgamespodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on twitch.tv/badwithgamespodcast. And maybe you're seeing a little preview of what that looks like right now.
Quite
As Will
possibly.
partakes in Mario Boot Camp every
yeah.
week.
Hell yeah! Just this last week, I finally beat Mario Warpless. I'm very proud. Or not Warpless, with Warp Zones, Warpful. I beat Mario
Warpful.
Warpful, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. I'm very proud of it. Now I just need to put it all together. I haven't been training those levels just to get better. I'm gonna do them all in succession. I'm not about to skip them. I mean, I did, but
Yeah.
be sure to keep tuning in. It's gonna be good.
I have a feeling next week will be, well, are you going to do, I mean, I'm assuming the answer is yes, but this coming Saturday is the 4th of July, so you will be streaming to celebrate our nation's anniversary.
I mean, I didn't intend to do that, both because I hate this country and also because it's going to be like fucking 110 degrees outside. So,
Yeah. Well, listen, if you need to take a week off or do it a different day, nobody cares. Do whatever you want. You got to follow us on Twitch to find out if our schedule's going to change. All right. So anyway, that's where we're at. We usually we talk about one specific game in an episode. That's not the case this week. We did not play anything for this show. We are looking back. We are waxing nostalgic about the season past. And I guess before we get into the awards,
Mhm.
we can try to do our little look back-see, our little overall discussion of it, and
Mhm.
try to make sense of what went on in the past season, which, just to remind folks, it began with Mario 3. We played a couple of fighting games this season, Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat 2 as well. We played a couple of Kirby games. We played a couple of first-person shooters in Wolfenstein and Doom. We continued our journey with Mario and Zelda with Mario World and Link to the Past. We played more puzzle adventure games, Maniac Mansion, Monkey Island, and Myst. And we played a few more arcade games like Ms. Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaga, and Xevious. And we also dove into Sonic for the first time. We played Sonic and Sonic 2. And we also played more Ultima. We did a lot of things.
We did a lot of things this season. Yeah.
What do you think? How do you feel about it? Do you feel different about this right now as a gamer or as a human being than you did maybe after season 1? Or do you have any thoughts overall on this selection of games or your journey so far?
I mean, yes, I think this was a season very much of highs and lows for me. There were, several games that came through this season that I think really were hitting in terms of like more so than last season in terms of like, oh, I would want to keep playing, like legit would want to keep playing this after the episode, even though I have to compete with other games. And then there were significantly more and worse, just like crash and burns, Mario 3 and Myst. In I like what was what was the worst thing that I did last season? Was it not knowing that Mario could run? Because I still made it to world like
In
4
season
or
1.
whatever in season 1. Yeah, last season. Like this is
Uh,
still season 2. Yeah.
yeah. That wasn't great.
Yeah,
Um,
but
I mean,
compared to this season, if
yeah.
that was the worst, I don't know.
I mean, I got pretty mad about how little progress you made in Metroid
Mm-hmm.
and King's Quest. You made me mad in King's Quest. But those
I
might
don't
have been
even
the
remember that,
worst.
but
Well, you just didn't like it.
oh, okay. Yeah, see, but I'd like engaged with it. I played it.
Yeah, I guess you
Yeah,
did.
that's not a disaster, right? That's
Looking
just
back, I didn't do the math on this, but I
mhm.
do think it's pretty clear that your individual ratings for the games are overall much higher in season 2
Yeah.
than season 1.
Yes, not even close. I mean, what is do the math, right? I didn't take an average, but I did
Right.
kind of like look through my list of ratings in order and pay attention to like how many of these are from 1 and from 2. So I have a general idea of what the curve would look like here. And I don't think that it's a shock that the ratings went up because a large part of it when you look at the difference is like the percentage of the other games that were like arcade games that last season I was just like I don't like arcade games. Not a shock to me that when we did fewer of them the ratings went up, although the few arcade games we did do this season I think on the whole were slightly better. um but yeah, I mean, we got new highest rated games from me. There are actually a significant. I think if you look at games rated 8 or higher, I have like 150% as many from this season as last season.
Whoa,
Last
man.
season, I think 7 was like a good grade. And as of this season, I look and I'm like, 7 is kind of where a lot of games are ending up. It's becoming an average grade. Um, in general, it seems that things are getting better.
Yeah, which I think makes sense
Hmm.
because, as game technology evolves, unless you grew up with those games, I think most people feel that video games get better, at least to a point, as time goes on.
Hmm.
Maybe that's not true. I don't know. I think that's probably the case for many people.
It's interesting because yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling that most people probably think that games got better and better right up until the point where they were at the peak of their gamerhood, be it like teenager 20s or something like that. and then they got worse from there, right? Like I feel like everybody's going to pick a different place where games are at their peak. I might be wrong about this. I just have this sense.
Yeah.
Um but for me, I've I'm wondering what I'm gonna think. Like, am I gonna have a situation like that where, I've sort of been exposed to these games through the fact that all of my friends have been gamers, and so games that remind me of a certain time in my life vicariously are going to be better, or is it all going to be like, no, I'm personally engaging with all these games fresh, so maybe I have a different perspective. I don't know yet. It's hard to say.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely start to uncover that, I think, next season more so than we
Hmm.
have so far. We will see how that goes. Yeah, I remember at the end of last season, before starting this season, me looking at the list and saying, "Wow, I know you had some issues with the games in season one, but season two, just so many. It's just banger after banger. I don't see how you could have a bad thing to say about a single one of these games." And like immediately, you
Yeah,
had bad things to say about the first beloved game.
yeah. Mhm.
um and of course I mean I remember even specifically looking at like Zelda and Mist back to back and being like, oh, what an amazing double header. He'll be over the moon.
Mhm.
We can't go wrong with any of these things. Of course, I was wrong about all of it. I do think that those will go down in history. The Mist and Mario 3 debacles. I think that's like those are the ones. I think that's not you
Gotta be very careful because if you start saying it won't get worse next season, I mean, I'm just gonna push it.
I don't see how it could get worse. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, knock on wood. I just don't see how it could get worse than those instances. Those were
I don't
bad.
apologize for missed. I stand by everything I said.
Yeah, you're dumb.
Let's pretend Mario 3 didn't happen though. We can just ignore
We
that
can't.
one.
We
I
can't.
think we
Both
can. I don't
happened.
think that happened.
I unfortunately lived through them, and our listeners had to as well, unless they had the sense to stop listening and turn the episodes off early, which they probably should have. Those were pretty bad. I mean, your Mario World uh, play was also pretty disappointing.
That one I'm
And
closer to standing by.
what'd you say?
I said I'm closer to standing by that one than I am Mario 3.
Oh,
I don't think I did anything wrong in Mario World other than
your attitude is
not
what
be a
was
Mario
wrong.
guy.
Your
Eh,
attitude was wrong. Your attitude's
the game
always
should have
wrong,
fixed that.
frankly.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes it's fine because sometimes the game is good enough to overcome
You better stop talking there right now.
it.
We have a whole
Before this
episode to
episode
do.
started, John said to me that he was feeling kind of sick, and I had to be nice to him. I couldn't antagonize him, and here I go.
Yeah. So cut it out. Fucking cut it out. All right. So it is what it
Yeah.
is. I mean, what about, I mentioned like some of these new genres that we played. I think in particular fighting games and first person shooters are the things that did not pop up in season 1.
Hmm.
Um that we've kind of now dipped our toes into. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. They are fun. I feel like fighting games feel like when I played them, it just kind of felt like this is the sort of thing that I could see myself getting really, really into, but like I don't know. There's a number of things like that, and if it's like you have to pick one, and so I don't know that I really will. Like they're fun enough, but I don't know. And first person shooters, I still need to see more of them because like that. Unlike 2D platforming, is a genre that I started off very bad at and actively fixed myself on long, long before this podcast. So, like, in some ways, I have experience with it to some degree already, at least in terms of like what it feels like to be operating one of these games. Um so I got to see more, but generally speaking, I did enjoy seeing those new genres. I very much enjoyed the innovations to point and click adventures that we saw this season. I think for me, one of the big things that I'm thinking about going forward is like game burnout. I feel like there were a number of times this season where I felt like I was always like a little bit behind, where I would either, maybe I would have a bad game like missed or something, and I'd be like, oog, for the next game. So it's like, okay, I need to take some time off for the next game. But now that means I'm really cramming in my play toward the end of the week, which is like stressing me out, which means that I'm not fully recovering. I think that the fact that last season we had more arcade games that were just like, oh, you do not really need to play this that much to get the feel of it. Um, really kind of helped with having more weeks that felt like recovery weeks. Um, eh, so that's something I'm trying to keep an eye on going forward. But well,
Mm.
I'll see how I deal with it. There's only so much that you can do as a scheduler because games are going to get bigger and longer and more involved, and that's just something I'm going to have to figure out how I want to handle. But it's something I'm keeping an eye on.
I do think my voice cracked a little. I do think I don't know when this day will come or if the show will go on long enough for it to come, but
Hmm.
there may come a point where we have to start saying episodes are bi-weekly or something.
Hmm.
When games get too big to reasonably get a taste for them even in 1 week.
Hmm.
I think there will be some games. I mean, we've already had some games like that in case
Yeah.
of like certain RPGs have been longer, things like that. And I think going forward, for at least for the foreseeable future, it will continue like that, where it's like peppered in. There might be a few you might want to start a week early or something.
Yeah.
But I think we're still okay on that front for now. But it is
Hmm.
something I'm sort of worried about in the back of my head
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
forward.
I mean it's also a thing I'm comparing to our last podcast where we were talking about Animorphs and we broke that up into seasons too. Our seasons there were slightly shorter. We're doing like 25 games a season or something this time, and we were probably doing closer to 13,
15,
14,
maybe.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on how many we split a Chronicles or whatever, who knows, into per season then. And we started doing like season wrap up and fanfic and like multiple episodes to sort of reset. So I was thinking about that too, where I was like, maybe even just saying like, well, what if we did several episodes in between seasons or something like that, instead of just the one wrap up. We could, who knows, but
Yeah.
we'll figure that all out going forward.
Yeah, if there's, at some point maybe there could be filler episodes essentially.
Yeah, if you're saying you want episodes to potentially be bi-weekly, that doesn't mean that you couldn't have filler episodes that are like, "Oh, I want to talk about the Mario fan fiction in between Mario
Mhm.
games because this Mario game is a two-weeker or whatever."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. These are
Whatever.
things at some point we may have to tackle. For now, we're not going to change anything
Mhm.
because I don't know, it's hard to come up with what to do.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
have
No,
a
I mean
system. So
that's
the
fair.
easiest thing is just to continue the momentum cuz I don't have any ideas
Yeah.
for how to fix it.
Yeah. It more came up for me because I was just kind of on that there was a long period of time where I was like, well, Zelda I loved, but it was a big game. So, like, kind of exhausting. And then Myst was like a disaster. So then I was feeling bad off of that. So then I had this like long period where it was hard to recover because I kept having like real games in there. Um,
We're going to keep trying to help you. And I think maybe
yeah.
if we lean into more of the streaming stuff and maybe we start having you play things that aren't just Mario on there,
I
I
mean,
think that would be a good
yeah.
way to go back to older games. We've talked
That
about this.
Yeah, 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 we'll probably do that. I mean, the thing is I do like playing Mario. Like for all
I
of
know.
the fact that I go on there and I sound like I'm frustrated and pissed off, and I am frustrated and pissed off. The reason Mario got a 9.0 is because I like being frustrated and pissed off at the original Mario. It is fun to do that in ways that it's not fun with other games. So I don't mind it, but we'll branch out at some point.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. I came up with something that I wanna bring up. I think became a noticeable recurring issue this season that maybe
Hmm.
we've already kind of addressed it a little bit. which are these walls that you hit of like not something not clicking with you the way I wish that it did. I don't and
Mhm.
I don't mean like you don't like it. I'm
Right,
referring
right.
to things like the Mario 3 map debacle
Mhm.
or things like that. And you know, we had this long
Right.
argument about the air bubbles in Sonic 2.
Yeah. Metroid, like I figured out how to use the spider ball, but it was weird and I did not figure out how to get
Mm,
out of the
yeah,
spider ball without dropping a bomb, which didn't actually really hurt my gameplay at all. I think it just pissed you off watching it, but it was fine for play. But
that's a
that
good
is, I
one.
think, the sort of thing you mean, yeah.
Yes, another one I thought of was
That was just lucky.
when you didn't realize you were supposed to slash the curtains in Zelda and you left the dungeon for like an hour and came
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
so so I think the way that and part of this is because I think about these conversations more because I'm editing them and then I have to relive our
Mhm. Mhm.
discussions. But I think this may be helpful going forward to sort of categorize these issues better, at least for me. Man, maybe you'll dismiss this out of hand. But the way
Mhm.
that I thought, okay, you know what? I think this is what I was trying to articulate, and I think this is the sort of the difference here of these things is that in some instances where you struggle, I think it's because they are challenges that the developers intended for you to have. Even if for you it's particularly more difficult to jump over a gap in Mario than someone else, it's still it's an obstacle the developers put there intending for that to be something players had to overcome in some regard. And I think there are things like the curtains in Zelda or the map in
Mhm.
Mario 3 that the developers did not intend to be
Mhm.
a challenge.
Yeah, to be fair to the curtains in Zelda,
Maybe it's a bad
I
example.
they
I don't know.
yeah, no. I do hear what you're saying on that one, but to be fair to that, they do lock you in the room, and it was only because I found a way out of the room by mistake, that I like
Yeah.
if I had not realized that and even when I did find a way out of the room, I I was wandering around because I was like, might as well. In my head, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to do something in that room, but because like they locked me in it. But yes, I do hear what you're saying.
Yeah. But I think this is like just part of my frustration in these
Mhm.
instances is that I feel like maybe I'm not wasn't being clear enough in that that's to me that's this distinction that I see that sometimes it's like, oh, you couldn't get past this, like I don't blame you because I understand you're doing badly. And but then I feel like sometimes you know will use the exact same tone and words to complain about something that and you know my usual thing is like that's your fault, but I think this is a more even-handed way of framing it than just saying you're stupid, which you can read that into it if you want, I don't mind. Is what I said. It's just is that it's like an intentional challenge versus unintentional challenge essentially.
Mhm.
And I don't and maybe going forward that's something that we can kind of use to like as a part of our vocabulary to better understand our gameplay. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it could be. I do still look at it though and think like, well, two things. One
You
is
might
that I
still
think
blame
if
them for it. I
yeah,
don't
I
yeah.
would still blame them for it, but I also think yeah, I think that's the first part is that where you might differentiate intentional versus unintentional in the sense of like if the developer saw me struggle, would they go back and add something to the manual that says just do this, or would they say no, that's what
Mhm.
I want him to do? Like what the I get that. Um which if the developers would have done that, then that is still a fault with the game, and it is still something that somebody would have to figure out. But I also think that sometimes it's not as clear to me. I feel like sometimes you take for granted that things are obvious in games because they just you have that gamer instinct. You've played enough games that you're just like, yeah, there's a thing, and you know it's not necessary like it's not necessarily clear to me that the developers would be all like, oh, everybody should know that, as opposed to being like, it's supposed to be easy to find, but like you are supposed to find it if you don't know anything. Like I don't know. It's not. I feel like there's a large gray area on that sometimes.
Maybe there is, and maybe not everyone would agree with where I would draw
Hmm.
these lines. But like,
Yeah.
as another, like, I don't think the programmers of Myst sat down and said, for our first puzzle, we'll make this button really hard to see. Like, I don't think they thought that was a puzzle, for example,
Hmm.
versus something else.
Yeah, like
Um,
Mario 3 map is way on the my fault end because it just is. Like what makes that one so bad to me is that I did start up that like read about the map and I was just like, well, okay, obviously I must be able to skip stages by taking shortcuts on the overworld map. I thought that before I even loaded up the game. So it's not like that wasn't communicated to me. They couldn't really have been clearer.
yeah. But
So
these are this
there's a yeah,
it's a
there's a
learning
gradient.
process. This is all part of what we're doing here is
Hmm.
is trying to see what happens when you make someone who's bad at video games play video games. And we're figuring that out together.
I antagonize you. That's what I do.
Yeah. I wish you didn't do it. Well, I don't know. Anything else you want to say discussion wise before we start getting into our awards?
I think I'm pretty happy with that.
All right. Overall I agree with you, like in terms of the games, it was a fun season. Also, less I was more familiar with the games this which is going to happen going forward
Hmm.
because the later we get in time, the more I'm likely to have already played most of these games, but we'll see how it goes. All right. It's time now. We are going to be giving our awards, our Baddie awards. We have numerous categories, the same categories as last season. We did not add any or take any away. So we're keeping it the same. Uh we just each have a winner for ourselves personally. We're not coming to a consensus. We're just each going to decide individually and then say it.
Hmm.
If you have runners up, feel free to mention them. I'm sure we'll talk about it as we get into it.
Hmm.
I think the way we typically do things is you go first, unless you don't want to go first. That's up to
I'm
you.
happy. Whatever you want to do. I think typically that is what we do, but
All right. Well,
but
then let's just run down the list here. Let's start with our first award we're going to give out for. And remember, this is just from the past season. It's a total of
mhm.
29 games that we played. And in many ways, it makes no sense to be comparing these games. They just happen to be part of this season, but it's what we're doing. So the first
Mhm.
award is Best Box Art. What do you think?
Best box art. So there were a number of decent options here. Like there were quite a few box arts that recall liking to some degree. Eh, I'm sure you will mention a couple of them in runners up. I don't want to list them all up because I feel like while there were a number that hit the level of good, one of them really rose above to be like iconic. And for me, I think that is the latest one we did, the Doom box art. I think that is one that I've seen before and I remember it well, and there's a reason for that. As we said on the show, it is it is iconic, right? It is iconography from video games. And in a way that I don't think any of the others quite live up to for me.
I also awarded this award to Doom.
Okay.
I, maybe it's recency bias because it's the latest thing that we played, but looking over it, I thought, no, that
Hmm.
really is just the coolest. I think the way I
Yeah.
maybe look at it sometimes is which of these do I want a poster of on my wall or a T-shirt
Mm.
of? And Doom, I think, is definitely the best one. I did have my one like runner up that I sort of considered that I like a lot is the Mario 3 box art.
Hmm.
I think that's just perfect in its simplicity with Mario with his raccoon ears and tail doing his thing. I
Hmm.
like the colors of it. It's a great looking box art. But it's Doom, baby. It's
Yeah.
Doom.
I did consider Super Mario World as well, just
Sure.
because that font iconic Mario on the Yoshi iconic image. But yeah, I mean, like there were a lot of box arts that had little pieces to them that I thought were on that level that I really liked. Monkey Island, I think, had a number of things
Yep.
on it that I really liked. But yeah, I think on the whole, bring all the pieces together, it's Doom.
Yeah. It looks good. It looks good then. It looks good now. All right. Our next award. I think we're gonna have a lot more
Yeah.
differentiation on some of these. I don't know. We'll see. But our next award is for best graphics, and so this could be for anything. It's not like just most polygons. It's
Hmm.
art. At least for me, I'm considering it. We don't have a separate category for like art style. This is just what game do you like the look of the most for whatever reason.
Hmm.
Although last season I think you gave it to fucking Rally X or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the
Pole position.
idea.
Sorry, not Rally X. Pole position.
Yeah, in my brain, I really do kind of differentiate like design, art direction, and graphics
Do you want to make it
specifically.
two different categories?
Maybe
Would that
we
be better?
should. Maybe we should. Keeping it like this lets us argue. Lets us have
I
different
just I
opinions.
just think that for me it's like not as interesting to just say what has the
Hmm.
best graphics, because I feel like when you're looking at games from the 80s and 90s, it's usually pretty
Yeah.
obvious technically which one has the best
Yeah, yeah,
graphics.
yeah. But there is more to it than that.
Sure.
A big part of it for me is also like, if the graphics just look better, um, who cares? Like, to what degree do the graphics looking better enhance what was already there in terms of the design or in terms of the feel of the gameplay, that sort of thing. Um, so for me, I think in terms of, graphical quality, the thing that most kind of like blew me away in terms of feeling something was the raw speed of the Genesis games. And the place in which that is most affecting the game, like it is tied in most with how it feels to play the game, and like why the game is good, is in the Sonic games. So I am going to be giving my graphics baddie to Sonic 2. Um and because that is the faster of the two, I'm putting it in there for the sheer amount of moving, blinking crap that is on the screen at all times that like causes me to go like, "Ooh, look at that. Oh man, flashing colors," for the sheer speed at which, the fact that we're like at maximum speed. There were times in Emerald Hill Zone where it was like the entire background is refreshing basically every frame. Um, like to me, that is like graphical capability on display, not just in terms of like, wow, it's cool they can do this, but also the fact that they can do this really adds to the experience of playing the game and goes well with the character design.
God, you sure do ramble on sometimes, don't you? I think that's a great pick. I think Sonic the Hedgehog 2 definitely one of the most impressive looking games, technically and aesthetically, that we played this season. I did not give my baddie to Sonic 2. Instead, I'm giving mine to Myst, which I do think is a little bit of a combo, because I do think that it probably is in the running if you're looking for purely what's the most technically
Hmm.
advanced game on this list. Myst is probably I think it's probably between Myst and Doom, or maybe even Sonic 2. I think all of those are games that really are pushing the boundaries of what was possible at the time. I mean,
Hmm.
there's a reason that Myst in particular was used as this kind of showcase
Yeah.
for computers for like the mid 90s of look what my computer can do. And in addition to that, as I've talked about before, I find the makeup of these worlds, the way that they're laid out, the way that they're designed, they're places that I like spending time in, and they're very memorable to me, the way that they're arranged. And I like all the silly little FMV things that are in there. I like just the general look of the machinery. It's almost like a stop motion thing in a primitive but charming way as you move levers and switches and so on. So for me, it's Myst. I did say as a runner up, Super Mario World, which is maybe a little bit nostalgia, but something about the colors
Hmm.
and the graphics of that game just put me in a warm, happy place. So I had to
Hmm.
mention that. Yeah,
Yeah, I did consider Doom or possibly Wolfenstein. Doom for doing it better and Wolfenstein for doing it first, as my graphical picks, just because of like the innovation in the way in which that adds to the experience. I think Mario games are always a good option if what you're thinking about is like, I don't know, like art direction, right? Design or something like that. If that's included in your graphical analysis, then, it's really hard to get past Mario designs. They're all great. So,
yeah. All right. Next up, we got to give our baddies for best music. Best music.
yeah. Yeah, best music. This was a kind of a tough one because there were some really good options this season, I think.
Yeah.
Um, the Monkey Island, amazing music throughout. I think some of the peaks of Link to the Past were also really, really good. Like the Fairy Cave music might be the best song. The beyond that, I also do need to give a shout out to Mega Man 2 because when we played Mega Man 2, I think I came off the end of it and kind of hadn't noticed the music that much. I think I was very focused on the platforming. I think that I couldn't remember which bits had been in the original Mega Man, and I also didn't get to Wily's theme. But I did go back and listen to a bit of music from some of these games to refresh my memory, and I was like, wow, these are all bangers. So I think that would be a great option. I am actually going to give it to Sonic 2 again. I'm worried about recency bias, but Sonic 2 also had incredible stage music. And, the thing about playing through Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is that I do think after every individual stage, like whatever stage I was working on that day, I had that stuck in my head the rest of the day. Like the day I got stuck under the Mega Mac in Chemical Plant, well, for the rest of the day, I'm humming Chemical Plant to myself, right? So like,
Totally.
and so on. So I think I am going to give it to Sonic 2 again here.
Yeah, and I think totally fair, totally deserved. I also considered Sonic 2 for this. I think there were a lot of great choices here.
Hmm.
There's multiple games from this season that I actually have the soundtracks for on my computer
Hmm.
and like will listen to sometimes. Two of the other ones being you named them Monkey Island and A Link to the Past,
Hmm.
which are both just fantastic soundtracks
Yeah.
along with Sonic 2. Ultimately, I have to give it to Super Mario World. And I think this is where there's an interesting difference in how we feel about music in particular. Because for most of these, your experience is only what you've played and heard in the past month or six
Hmm.
months. Whereas for me, I have to give it to Super Mario World simply because I have been humming those tunes in my head for 30 years.
Hmm.
like, there's a few songs in Mario World that I will probably on a multiple times a week. I will be at the grocery store or wherever, and these tunes will just start playing in my head in a way that some of these other ones maybe don't as often. That they've just stuck with me so much. So I have to give it to Mario World. I think it's some of the most fun music that there is, but it is a tough competition. Monkey Island, Link to the
Yeah.
Past, and Sonic 2 are all great
Yeah, it's
soundtracks.
interesting because you make a strong point about judging music here, in that, none of these soundtracks are things that I have, like I said, when I reviewed a little bit for this week, but basically what I did was I was like, okay, let's just like go to the OST track list and let's listen to like 2 seconds from several different tracks to remind myself what they were, right? Like what one thing I have not really done with any of the games so far is just kind of sit down and put their music on in the background and listened to it in isolation. So when I'm judging music for this, I'm very much judging it as a part of the game. Like, to what degree did I notice it and like bop along to it while playing? which is different than like how would you engage? And that is why I gave it to Sonic 2 over Mega Man 2. Like when I listened to those bits of those tracks in isolation, I was like, these might be better, but I don't remember having the same experience while playing it for whatever reason. That might be my fault. But it's a very different way to engage with it. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like watching a movie versus listening to a film score.
Right,
It's
right.
similar. I mean, Doom also has great music. I didn't
Yep,
bring that
true.
up. There's some solid options this season. Now this is for music, but we have our next category, which is for a different aspect of audio design: best sound effects.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So any non-musical noise that occurs in a game. I feel like there's so many different ways you could take this. What are your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts?
Uh, so I don't want to sound too much like a broken record. I promise I'll get off of this after
Oh
this
my
one.
god.
But I am going to give my best sound effects to Sonic the Hedgehog 1, the first one.
What the fuck? What? What?
Because Sonic, let me tell you, the sound of picking up rings in Sonic, the sound of bonking enemies, the sound of hitting off of springs, all of these things, there is something so satisfying about picking up rings. I think that picking up a ring is significantly more satisfying than picking up a coin in Mario, and that's saying something as a sound effect. Like I think that is like pinnacle. And I'm giving it to Sonic the Hedgehog 1 because 1 did it first, and I don't think that 2 really did it much to improve on it, which to be fair, how could you? But 1 gets the credit for it for me.
Sonic 2 is my runner up here. Sonic 2 is the always the bridesmaid of my of
Mm,
my season 2 awards. I agree with everything you said, but I do think Sonic 2 did do it better. And you add in the spin dash, the
mhm.
move that you can do, and I love that. I just think the little, like, when you pass by the checkpoints and they go ba-dong, all that is fantastic. The sound of like Robotnik's ship getting hit and exploding. They really killed it with those Genesis noises. But it's my runner up. I'm not giving it my best sound effects baddie. I'm giving my best sound effects to Mortal Kombat 2.
Okay.
I think this just has so many great iconic sounds, and maybe you'd say Mortal Kombat because you have like first bias. I just go with what I think was the
Yeah.
better of the
I
two
I
games.
I need the second game to make a significant improvement, like a big improvement, to not give it to the
Sure,
first one.
but you've got fatality, fight.
Mhm.
I mean, all the characters' names being said, the punches and kicks and the little attacks that they give, I think all sound great. You also have, and I'm pretty sure this is only in 2, Toasty. You
Oh, I
got that.
completely forgot about Toasty. Wow. Yeah, I
I
mean, this is a
mean,
good choice.
I just think it's a strong showing, and I think for a fighting game, that's like some of the most important stuff. You have to
Mhm.
have, because all you're doing is looking at one place with two characters and they're punching and kicking. So you need those
Yeah.
kicks to sound and feel good. I mean, Doom is also another strong one for this. I think all those
Mhm.
monster noises, the gun sound effects.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be a runner up too. It's hard. It's hard to choose.
Yeah, though those are strong picks. Mortal Kombat is really good. Maybe it even is better than Sonic on the whole, but I do know that like as soon as I started playing Sonic and I was just like this ring is going to win a baddie. How could the ring not win the baddie? And so much of the other stuff backs it up too. But yeah, no, they're all good options. Doom is
Yeah.
very good, but I don't think it hits Mortal Kombat or Sonic though.
Yeah, it's close. It's close. All right. Moving off of sound, our next award is for best story. Best story,
Mhm.
not best writing. But I guess you're kind of can fold that into this. I don't know. Do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm willing to fold that into this because story, especially after the first season, right? Like, there's not. Sometimes the story in a video game's a little bit iffy, right?
Season 1 I think was like Pac-Man was one of the best stories. But this season we did have a few more, not even just RPGs, more
Yeah.
games that did have a recognizable
hmm
plot.
Mr. Do, for example.
Yeah, for one.
um,
What do you think?
so I always feel like with the, I mean, I always feel, I twice now, I have
You
felt
love
like,
feeling. You're
since I
sensitive.
feel like I'm giving these,
If
like
you say Sonic
there are
2,
only
get
a
it out.
few games that like, maybe I should be giving more credit to these stories that are a little bit more, you know, just gameplay
Ludonarrative?
focused. Yeah, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Um, but I think that this season I'm going to give my best story baddie to The Secret of Monkey Island. Um, there are only a few games this season, once again, that have like significantly more story to them. Um, than than all of the others, and I don't know, maybe I'm not but I just felt like I wasn't considering that many games for the story here. We'll see. That being said, The Secret of Monkey Island, it is a very fun story. All of the characters are fun, all of the writing, all of the quips are fun, whatever you want to fold into story here. I think all of those elements in Monkey Island really knock it out of the park. Like, this is quite a narrative game, and it's great. It really does give me, playing it is one of the, you play it and you just think like anybody who loves Hitchhiker's Guide will love this game, and there you go. I'm immediately relating it to a book, right, in a sense. So I'm giving my baddie to this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think first season you were a little. I don't remember what you gave it to, but I gave mine to Final Fantasy. And I think you went a little more off the beaten path. I felt like Final Fantasy was the obvious. Well, it's the game with a story in it.
Yeah, I feel like I tried to go off the beaten path. I don't actually remember. Maybe I can go look it up
Maybe you
now
gave
what
it
I
to
did.
Zelda or something. I don't remember what you did.
Yeah, oh yeah, I think I did give it to Zelda. I think I did try to, yeah, go
Right.
off the beaten path to not just be obvious about it.
But and so this season, yeah, there's a few. I mean, we have Final Fantasy 2, which we both said we were
Mhm.
impressed by how much more of a story it has.
Yeah.
But I too went with The Secret of Monkey Island. I mean, it is again maybe the obvious choice. It has the most. I mean, there most of the game you are reading,
Mhm.
so it is the closest to a book of any of the games we played this season. So it has kind of a leg up in that regard. But it's a good story. It's a solid, fun adventure tale, and it's very very funny, and it's memorable. And I always enjoy playing it and replaying it. I mean, Link to the Past maybe is a deserves a mention as like having a good story that's contained
Mhm.
within the game. And for me, my other runner up would be Mist, which is more of an example of like story through gameplay. And most of that story that I like is through the environments and maybe even some stuff that you kind of can glean from outside sources as opposed to the game itself. So I put it a little bit less removed, but it's my runner up. But Monkey Island, yeah, come on, it's Monkey
Mhm.
Island. All right. I'm real curious about this next one. This is another tough one. The next category is most innovative. Which game this season did you think was the most innovative?
Yeah, this is a tough one because there are a few options here. One fairly obvious runner-up option here is Wolfenstein 3D. Like this is at the time basically the only thing in its genre as far as I'm aware. This spawns one of the most popular genres there is. This completely change, like, flips the script on like what is a maze game like Cave Adventure and what is an action game like Pong. It is incredibly innovative. That being said, I want to give it to Maniac Mansion here, as a game that really does in many ways feel cinematic, feel like a movie. um the you know we had it is based on something like King's Quest, and perhaps on like a technical level it has more similarities to something like King's Quest than Wolfenstein has to, I don't know, say the like forward facing levels in Contra. But the actual experience of playing it is it's so much different, right? It's so immersed in this idea of like I am watching a story unfold. I am watching a movie. I've got all these tropes. I've got eh, the the box art looking like a movie poster ties in with this really well. The fact that this is innovating the idea of cutscenes in order to, like, this is sort of making up like a modern way in which we tell stories in games.
Yeah. It's tough when you're talking about this period of gaming. There's
Hmm.
just so many new ideas being explored. And this season alone, we have like 3 games that were essentially creations of entire genres. Street Fighter 2 basically invented fighting games. Wolfenstein invented first-person shooters. Civ essentially invented that style of 4X game. Uh,
Hmm.
it's like how any one of these deserves this award, really. I mean, I thought for me both Myst and Maniac Mansion I think are both equally vital to the adventure game genre. So those are kind of
Hmm.
my runners up. But what I ended up giving it to is Ultima 4.
Okay.
I think that how that game introduces the concepts of morality and dialogue and puzzles into the world of a role playing game and was doing it in what 1985, 1980. I have it right here. Yeah, 1985. Way ahead of anyone else. That they did it so they were so innovative that like it was many years before anyone else even attempted to do that in an RPG again. And there's elements of that of the morality system and the conversation trees that still exist in other games. I mean, you might argue even that that's like there's some connective tissue there to Maniac Mansion and games like that in terms of the going around and having conversations with people and not punching them in the face.
Hmm.
So Ultima 4, I think that this is where I give it its due credit is most innovative.
Good. Nice to throw a bone to our Ultima listeners. Maybe
I
they'll
know where
like
my
us
bread
again
is
after
buttered.
this.
Next category is best player character. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like you can't. I'm not picking the same person twice for the same award because I'm pretty sure last season I gave it to Mario, and I could certainly
Hmm.
give it to Mario again. But as far as I'm concerned, Mario is retired at this point.
Hmm.
So who did you give best player character?
Yeah, I mean, there are a number of good player characters. Some of them also are potentially in contention for other awards, be it from last season or from this season. But I do think that there is one specific player character here who is just like, in many ways for me, kind of like a platonic ideal of a player character, like a good player character in a type of game, and that is going to be Guybrush Threepwood. I now we got off the Sonic train. Now we're on the the Lucasfilms games train here. But yeah, I mean, there's just something so fun about this guy as a main character and also as a player character, right? Like, he's a main character who kind of acts like he's in a video game, right? It's not just that he's consequence free, and not just because you can't die in the game, not just because the game you could always reload, but in the way in which he approaches everything, and in the way in which the fact that he acts like he's consequence free um encourages you to behave in the ways you're supposed to behave in the game. It's it's we talked about this at the time, but it's difficult to imagine an adaptation of this game because how do you even do this guy? And I think part of that does come down to the fact that like he is you. He is a player character. If this guy were a guy in a movie, like how are you going to capture that? Right? How are you going to capture that if you're not having the
Chris Pratt.
experience of being him? Ah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you know what? Award Baddie rescinded. No, so but I'm giving him my Baddie for best player character.
Well, don't feel bad about it because I'm on the same page with you. I didn't I really I don't even have a runner up for this category. It's Guybrush Threepwood and it's not close.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I said in that episode that I thought he was maybe the best character ever created. So it's pretty hard for me not to give it to him. I I don't know. I see him in the same class as like Homer Simpson as just this, or like, I don't know, even like Bugs Bunny. Just picture the most
Mhm.
perfect, iconic character design. Guybrush Threepwood is right up there with the best of them, in my opinion. And in the sense that he is at once a blank slate, and it's very easy for the player to imprint upon him their own thoughts and feelings, but at the same time very his own unique personality. He's sort of a little bit of a dumb guy. He's sort of a little sarcastic. He's kind of goofy. He's kind of like, he's just nothing and everything at the same time. And
Mhm.
that seems like maybe it shouldn't work. And that's like, you should pick a side, but it works. Somehow it's perfect for this genre of games. And his name is Guybrush Threepwood. Incredible. Just
Mhm.
absolutely unimpeccable. Unimpeccable? It's impeccable and it's unimpeachable. And I love it. It's Guybrush Threepwood.
Maybe it's
Well,
impeachable.
let's talk about some characters that we don't love, because the next
Mm.
category is best bad guy. A lot of good baddies this season. Who does your baddie for best baddie go to?
Well, there's a part of me that really wishes that I could just say it's Hitler. Best bad guy is Hitler, because that's an
I for,
option, right?
I forgot that Hitler
we
is an option.
we killed Hitler this season, and not just Hitler. We killed evil sorcerer Hitler, who teleports around and shoots fireballs at you and is a bunch of clones. We killed Mecha Hitler in a robot suit. I mean, these are really funny options. But as
Damn.
as as much as that is, there are also other really good bad guys. Robotnik is generally great. But I think I'm going to give my favorite. I should mention the Koopa Kids, because I think there's a good chance you're picking one of them, is my bet. We'll find out. But I'm going to give my baddie to my baddie, the baddie for the best baddie, to King Dedede, who is just so much fun. I love him. He's a big old penguin guy. I love the dynamic with him and Kirby, where he's just goofing around. He's not even like that bad, but he's the antagonist. So what are you gonna do? I love everything about it.
King Dedede is my runner-up.
Hmm.
He is just so much fun, and he's a bad guy who's not that bad. And I mean, in some even in other games, but even when he's like a playable character and protagonist, he's also still kind of the bad guy, and I love him. I love him for it. I actually didn't think of the Koopa Kids.
Oh, I'm surprised, honestly.
I I don't know if I think I was just too blindsided by like, well, that's Bowser, so I'm not picking Bowser. And I've kind of forgot about the Koopa Kids. I do like them, but I mean, I more like one or two of them, and I think some of them kind of suck, and I like them as a whole. But so I could have given best bad guy to the Koopa Kids, but I didn't. I went with another character that you actually can play as, and I picked Sub Zero because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just think he's cool as hell. I just think he's fucking awesome. He shoots ice out of his hands. It's as simple as that. He just appeals to the 12-year-old inside of
Yeah.
me. Don't read into that. That he looks badass. When I see him in a movie, I'm excited to see him do what
Mm-hmm.
he does. I like to play as him, and I like to feel like, ooh, I'm being naughty, being Sub-Zero. you know?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Sub-Zero is pretty cool. I'm more of a Liu Kang and Baraka fan, but
Yeah, but they're not bad
yeah,
guys.
exactly. That's why I can't pick them.
Maybe Baraka is.
Baraka, yeah, I feel like Baraka flips it up.
I didn't mention, maybe Mortal Kombat also should have kind of one of the ones in the running for best story, I think. But that's more like, again, the lore, that probably more of that lore
Yeah.
maybe that came after 1 and 2.
Yeah, because as far as how much lore is in the game, that's kind of just on the same level as Doom.
True. which I also like. All right.
That's
Next
good.
category is best princess. I'm going to be honest. I don't think we should have kept this category.
Oh yeah, we could have gotten rid of it. There aren't a lot of princesses to pick from.
Well,
But
I'm gonna
yeah,
go ahead. You
okay.
go first.
No,
What
good. I
did
was
you?
gonna say I do like making you angry by picking people who sort of fulfill the narrative role or the ludo narrative role of a princess in a game, but are not princesses, like the
Oh,
lady.
well, I was gonna tell you that I just ignored. I basically just treated this as like best female character. Because I was like, there's only the same two princess in the whole season. It's Zelda and Peach, right? There's no other. Who else is actually a princess?
There's got to be a princess in like
Maybe in
Final
Final
Fantasy,
Fantasy.
right?
Yeah, there's probably a princess in Final Fantasy too. I mean, if you want to include Sally Acorn,
But she's not in the game,
no, she's not.
so that
But
doesn't count.
I gave up on the premise.
Echo's pod kind of fulfills the narrative role of the
What?
princess because
Shut up.
you have to rescue it.
Shut the fuck up. Who did you pick? To me, all women are princesses. That's what I'm trying to say.
I went back to what I was on before with Monkey Island and went to Elaine Marley, who becomes sort of a love interest and like rescue her thing. Now, Swordmaster, whatever her name, I wouldn't put in the princess category because she doesn't fulfill that Ludo narrative role.
Carla,
Carla, yes.
I think. Yeah. Elaine's my runner-up, and
Okay.
I mean, governess. It is
That's true.
like the modern version of a princess.
Yeah.
I don't know
That
if I
counts.
think she was elected. I don't know how
Eh,
what the politics are like on Melee Island. Maybe she was born
probably
into it.
probably appointed by the crown, but
Yeah. So maybe she does count as a princess, and maybe she should
yeah,
be
sure.
my official choice. But also looking at, I see Ms. Pac-Man. That's a pretty good pick too. I should have picked Ms. Pac-Man, but I'll tell you what I wrote down. And what I wrote down was Chun-Li.
Sure.
I think
Okay, but you could have said Katana, who is actually a princess.
I don't really care about Katana though. And I think the Street Fighter characters are really strong, and I wanted to show them some love somewhere. And since I thought this category is pointless, I was like, you know what? Chun-Li
Yeah.
is a princess to me. I actually Googled to be like, maybe she is a princess. She's
Could be.
not. I don't think.
Listen, maybe we should do best female character going forward. Be like, listen, we want to make sure that these games aren't just throwing out, big stocky doom guy men and ignoring the ladies. Is
I
that
think we can
sexist to have
still
best
call
female
it.
character?
No, just still call it best princess, but that's just what it is. They're princesses. That's nice. That's pro women. Chun-Li, she got those thighs and everything. All right.
Yeah, you're a feminist, all right.
She's great. Oh, what? You're body shaming now? You don't think women should have thighs? I happen
Yeah,
to
no,
celebrate the body of a woman.
I think
That's
all
just
women should
me.
get surgery to connect their knees to their hips. That's what I think.
What the fuck? To
I
connect
don't
their...
think women should have thighs.
Oh. Okay, you're a freak. Next category is a really important one.
hmm
One of the most important of the day. Best little guy.
So I'm curious because I feel like last time we got into an argument about what a little guy means.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with mine because I know what I mean when I say little guy, and I'm pretty sure we will 100% agree unless your definition is different than mine. But my best little guy for this season is, and it's just gotta be Kirby. Kirby is the best little guy that there is, maybe ever. Like, yeah, he's not, maybe you're out here like, oh, it should be a Waddle Dee. That's a little guy. No, Kirby's a little guy. Like, that's a little guy right there. And he's the best.
I think he's
That's
too
my
big.
baddie.
He sucks things up when he gets big. I think he's too big to be a little guy.
Does
You know,
Tails count?
Whatever you want.
Does Yoshi count? These are all good options.
Well, I was gonna say Yoshi's my runner-up.
Okay.
Yoshi's my runner-up for little. I mean, there are also baby Yoshis, which are even littler guys.
Yeah, baby Yoshis are definitely little guys. How could they not be?
Kirby's not a bad choice. I think. Look, this is fine. This doesn't have to be your criteria, but I think for me, the platonic ideal of a little guy is not playable, and they can be like sure Kirby's a little guy, of course he is, but I think for me, for the ultimate little guy, I'm usually thinking of an enemy or an NPC or something
like Goomba,
like a Goomba, right? And I went this season with what I think is like the equivalent to a Goomba. And I think that for you, this maybe didn't resonate as much, but it's certainly maybe the most popular little guy still in Japan. And that's the slime from Dragon Quest. And I just think
a good option.
I mean, Akira Toriyama, it is in many ways like the Goomba. It is just this little shape with eyes and a mouth, but it just says all it needs to say. It's a perfect little plush doll, or it's perfect, on a banner. You can draw it, you see it, and you smile. It's like it's the iconic little guy that, like the Goomba, it's all in every Dragon Quest game. It's always going to be the first enemy that you see. It's going to be on the cover of the box somewhere. This is the guy people know and love. The slime.
Yeah, I think slime is a really good choice if you're not including player characters, and I do kind of get that. It depends on how you use the phrase, because like for me, as not a gamer, when I think of a little guy, I think like, oh, if you were to just draw a little guy out, like, oh, I just drew a little guy, look at him, there he is, right? Like, would this character qualify as that sort of thing in design? And that's all. But I do understand if you're primarily a gamer, being like, little guys are things you run into, right? I'm a big guy or whatever. So I get that. And slime is a lot like Kirby, right? That there's just like round thing with eyes and a mouth that smiles at you. I mean, it's hard to do better.
It is hard. It's hard for me to deny Kirby being a little guy just because I have so many little Kirby stuffed animals and toys that are like, that's a little guy right there. I think in my Kirby song parody, I also I called him a little guy. So there's that. All right, let's stop being so positive. Next category is for most annoying. This is just for like, it could be a game, it could be a level, just most annoying thing you encountered this season. This could go a lot of different ways for you, I think.
I did really want to antagonize you with this one. I very much did. I was very strongly just considering giving this one to Myst in its entirety. Myst gets it. Myst can have it. But, I think to me, one of the things that is really starting to wear on me, in a way that, like, last season, I was like, all right, this is kind of annoying, but it's to be expected. We'll move past it. And this season, I'm just like, why are we still doing this? And that is whenever games don't, like, just save. And this isn't just a Sonic game thing where they don't save and you have to replay the entire fucking game. This is also like, oh, we're still doing password systems and Mega Man. It's fine, but like, oh my god. The fact, Mario 3 saves, but if you turn off the system, you have to start from the beginning again. I'm done with it. I'm very done with it. Like, I was willing to accept it for its time, but like, now going forward, if I did the thing, just let me have done the stupid thing. I'm over it.
Yeah, I mean, those games you're mentioning are from the same time as the other games.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm over it.
Sonic
some of them are from the fucking 90s. Several of them I mentioned are from the 90s.
Just Sonic.
We're done.
And I guess Mario World doesn't have like saving after every level, but it has saving.
Yeah, Mario World is fine. Mario World saves enough.
All right. I mean, sure. I get it. My most annoying award goes to trying to do pretty much anything in Echo the Dolphin. Of all the games we played this season, I think that was just the most pissed off that I got of just
Hmm.
trying to do basic tasks of push this thing over here, get this dolphin to follow you through this before the time limit runs out, navigate through this hell maze, the proper sequence. Just fucking, I
Yeah.
can't think of anything that is more annoying than having to do virtually any of the basic tasks you have to do in that fucking game.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting the conch shell at that one spot in Echo the Dolphin. That was on my mind as a potential for most annoying. And I did not get to the part in Echo the Dolphin where you had to do the hell maze, whatever the hell it's actually called. But I know the part you're talking about because you showed it to me. So I can
Yeah.
imagine.
And that's just, I mean, that's like, it's the most annoying game long before that level, in my opinion. I mean, looking at the list, I don't think anything else. Most of the games, I'm like, yeah, I wasn't really annoyed by most of these. Not in
Hmm.
that same way, at least. All right. Next up, biggest surprise. This could be anything. Again, what was
Yeah.
the biggest surprise for you this season?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There were. When I look over the season, I feel like maybe there weren't as many surprises. Like, yeah, there were games where I like crashed and burned or like very different opinions on them than maybe I thought I would have or that other people thought I would have. But a lot of what was going into it was not that surprising. I am going to put my biggest surprise here as Mist for me. Um, Myst is a game that I went into really wanting to love, and it felt like it was the sort of thing that I should love, and like I knew that there was history around liking it, and I kind of was going into it thinking, listen, I can't predict any of these games. Maybe it'll turn out this game is just bad. But I kind of thought that like since it feels like the sort of thing I should like, and because I want to like it, if the game turns out to be bad, it'll probably be like a 6 out of 10. Right, if it turns out to be bad. And not only that, but I also, going into it, didn't necessarily expect you to love it. Like, I was just like, I don't know, John might like this game, he might not. This could easily be a game where I just like it more than him because the fact that this is one of your favorite games of all time that we've ever done and that I just like did not connect with it to the point that we might be taking Riven off of our list did come as a huge surprise to me. I was not expecting it, and it is still like kind of surprising to me in retrospect.
Yeah, I think many of our viewers were surprised as well. Um, like I said earlier, there were fewer games this season that I didn't already have some familiarity with. So in season 1, we had things like Pirates and Ultima, where
Hmm.
I felt like oh, I don't really know what I'm in for. This season, there really were not many games. I don't know if there was any game that I either hadn't already played or at least kind of had played a version of it or was familiar with how it worked. Um, I guess I could say, oh, maybe I didn't Echo the Dolphin surprised me. I didn't think it would be as annoying as it was. Maybe I was a little surprised by, oh, Mega Man 2 wasn't as big a leap over Mega Man 1 as I remembered it being. But thinking similarly to the lines that you're thinking in, I simply could not. There was truthfully no bigger surprise to me. I made this a combo award for how badly Will fucked up Mario 3 and Mist. Those were the biggest shocks of my year. In recent memory, I can't remember ever being so just truly flabbergasted that in a million years before recording those episodes, I never would have thought that you would have had the reactions to those games that you did. Baffling.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
baffling.
it is one of those things where, not having the prior expectation, Mario 3, I look at it and I just go, I kind of expected to like it a lot more because people said it, but if you told me my reaction is it's just more Mario, I'd have been like, that sounds about right. And if you told me I was going to fuck it up really badly by missing a game's mechanic right at the beginning, that was the most obvious thing, I would have been like, yeah, okay, sure. You know what? Sure. Like, the surprising thing about Myst is that I'm standing behind it, right? Like, even I won't stand behind my Mario 3 fuck up.
Yeah, and you shouldn't stand behind it. You should not be proud. You should feel bad. I think somewhere deep in your heart you do. I think deep down you know you're wrong. Anyway, the next category is for best system/platform, which, I don't know, to be honest, I think is also a kind of a dumb, kind of a bad category for the way we've chopped up these seasons, but it's also sort of one you have to do. Just
Hmm.
because, like, we played like three Super Nintendo games. We played
Hmm.
three Genesis games. Like, how do you categorize a whole? How do you qualify an entire console for the season? But that's what we're doing. So how did you
Yeah.
do it?
And, we got to do it also because there are console heads out there, right? There are still veterans of the console wars who never stopped fighting. Like, they want to know where we stand. They need their little victories. Um,
Uh-huh.
so for this particular one, listen, there were good games on most of the platforms that we looked at. The SNES had some very good games on it, but it was also dividing up its games with the NES. Genesis did some things that were really impressive, but a lot of those games that we actually engaged with weren't quite up there. I mean, for me, the winner of the console wars this season, it's gonna be the PC gamers. The PC is winning this. We've got our Maniac Mansions and Monkey Islands. We've got our Wolfensteins and Dooms. You get to put Myst on there. Ultima 4 is on there. Civilization, like, there are a number of very innovative and also a good cross section of games that I really loved and games that were very innovative, even like whether or not they were specifically like for me or to my taste. It seems like that's the console that's really coming out of the gate swinging here this particular season.
It's a good choice, and as someone who particularly loves this era of point and click games, it's one that's definitely viable for me. But I did just choose Super Nintendo.
Hmm.
Even though there's not that much going on. Look, Mario World and Link to the Past are
Hmm.
just so strong. I I just can't. It's so hard for me personally to put anything up against those two particular games. They're just
Hmm.
so fucking good. And to be honest with you, throughout like the 90s, I don't know, we'll see what we're doing next season, because we're going to add more into the mix, but Super Nintendo, I just think in general is one of the best, if not the best, consoles of all time. But again, I'm speaking broadly from its entire library. But even narrowing it down to just these two games, I think are like two of the best games ever made. And I just love the Super Nintendo's look and the style and the sound, and the controller, I think, was great for the time. That's something that you're not factoring in as much. But I also, as I said, concede that this award is stupid. It doesn't make sense
I
for
think
what we're
it's
doing.
fine. I think it's fine just because you
Yeah.
can game the system by putting. Listen, I might have picked the SNES as well had I loved Mario World the way you love Mario World, right? Like, had that turned out that way, just because there aren't that many. If there aren't that many, but they're all great, maybe that's the winner. So
Perhaps. Well,
that's
this
fine.
brings us to the game, not our final award, but our big award,
Mm-hmm.
the game of the half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Which also, maybe we should just do this first, because like, unless you really surprise me here, we give numerical ratings to all of these games. So it seems pretty clear to me what the winner will be in terms of your favorite game of the season. But you tell me, what do you give your game of the half of the year? Your gothy to?
My gothy. Um, yeah, I mean, I I could see that changing based on score potentially in the future, right? Like, you know, if last season I gave Super Mario Brothers Game of the Half of the Year, right? And if I had loved Mario World this season, I would be thinking to myself, if there's another game that's almost as good, then maybe I want to give it to that one because I already gave it to a Mario, right? Like just to spread the love around. That's not the case this year. This year it is still just going to my highest rated game. There could also be a tie like there was last year. Um, Now, I do want to give a shout out to my second highest rated game of all time, Secret of Monkey Island, here. I brought it up a lot of times. It won a number of awards. I think it is the first real game that I finished. Like as opposed to just like an arcade game or something very, very short that doesn't or maybe it was Kirby was the first one. I don't remember. But like in terms of a game that actually you have to put a lot of hours into it to finish it. Um, I think that means it does need accolades here. But the winner of the game of the half of the year for me is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This is a game that I mean to this not only was beating my front runners from last season, but it was beating them by a wide margin. Like a wider margin than I expected to have a game beating those by. Um a huge number of categories here that I didn't quite give it an award for, I thought about, right? Like, maybe I didn't give it the best music, but it might have the best individual track. Like the fairy cave music is sublime, right? Little things like this all over the place. All of the characters, all the little guys, the story. Um, this is a game that got me invested in walking around the world, right? Like, you're talking about being in the or not knowing how to get through the curtains and wandering around the world for an hour. And, part of the reason that I'm doing that and that I'm okay with doing that is that I'm out there and I'm thinking, I bet where I need to go is still in that room somewhere. But as long as I'm out here, I might as well wander around and check everything again, because why not? Because I enjoy the experience of wandering aimlessly around the map in this world, which is, fairly rare for these games. The degree to which I did get through this game, given how long it is, also notable given Monkey Island. The fact that I went back and beat additional dungeons post finishing for the podcast. I kept playing it for a little bit. I'm not finished with it yet because I just started getting wrapped up in the other games we were playing and I got off it. But the fact that I'm still looking at it like I want to finish this game, it's not like one of these games where it's like, yeah, I'm excited to keep playing it, but then next week I'm going to play next week's game, and then the week after that I'll play that week's game, and then I'll be like, okay, I don't need to go back to it. I did get off of it, but I still keep thinking I want to go back and finish that. At some point, I'm going to go back and finish that. Like that's gotta be done at some point in my life. And that is fairly unique uh, among all of the games here, that it's got that kind of staying power even after I stopped playing it for so long. It really does deserve all of the praise that I can be giving it here.
Wow. Well, we don't align on many things in life. Politics, our views on women. We have many different opinions. But one area in which we can agree on is The Legend of Zelda. And I, too, am awarding my game of the half of the year to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which is not a foregone conclusion for me because I did give multiple games a 10 this season. The other two being Mario 3 and Mario World. And certainly I could see a scenario in which I give Mario World this award because I do think it's one of the greatest platformers ever made. But I mean, I guess I'm more of a Zelda guy because the same thing happened in season 1. I gave 10s to Mario 1 and Zelda 1, but Zelda got the nod. And Zelda to me just encompasses so much of what I love about video games. And this game in particular came at such a time in my life that blew the doors open of what a video game could be and do, and how you could get lost in these worlds and feel like you were a part of something larger than yourself, and explore and understand all of these things. And as you said, the incredible iconic music, the dungeon designs, the items, everything about this game is so beautifully designed, and it doesn't feel aged hardly at all to me. I think this, among many of the games we've played, even some ones that I love, this is one of the best aged. The graphics still look great. It looks and sounds great for today. There's the save system is not archaic in any way. Characters talk to you and react in ways that you kind of make sense and you can expect and understand. It's not so punishing in its difficulty the way many older games can be. It really feels like everything converged around this time to allow Nintendo to create this near perfect game that just exemplified what a video game could be and set the stage for so many games going forward. So yeah, I mean it's Zelda. I love Zelda,
Mhm.
and it's because of this game. Like this is the one for me that started it all, and you can see that the power of this game, that you have someone who grew up with it versus someone who just played it for the first time, and both agree. Well, it's the fucking best. It's
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah,
best
I mean,
game.
more than any game that we've played, this is the game that makes me excited to keep going with the show. To say like I want to see, like, if a video game can be like this, I want to see more of them. Right? Seeing Zelda 1, 2, Zelda Link to the Past, Zelda 3, I guess. It makes me extremely hyped up for other Zeldas. I kind of assumed that I would like them, but like I don't know. Like it makes me very optimistic to play this game. To think, yes, there are going to be more things like this. It's not just going to be like, oh my god, I have to play a new game, and like it's new game fatigue, where it's so much harder to sit down and play a brand new game I haven't engaged with before than to just sit down and play Mario again, because at least I know what I'm getting into there. And oh my gosh, but like, you know what? It could be another Link to the Past, right? So it's exciting. It drives me forward in a way.
That's nice. You'll be chasing that high, and you'll never get there again. I won't let you. I'm only choosing games you won't like. But then every once in a while I'll throw in one good one just so you're
Yeah,
like, well, maybe it'll happen again.
you never know.
This is just one big jigsaw torture device for you. All right, we do have one final additional award, which is the Lifetime Achievement Award. And this is an award that we want to give out to a person, like a real person involved with video games in some way from this era. And I don't know, last season it was kind of thrown together. I feel like we just sort of threw out some names, and
Hmm.
I think we kind of gave it to Shigeru Miyamoto, but we said there's a few people it could go to if we wanted to give it to them.
Hmm.
I don't know if you want to start with if you have a definitive answer.
I can start. I'm never sure what to do with this, in part because, most of my engagement with these games just comes from playing with them. And then, after the fact, you tell me a couple tidbits and maybe I remember a name or maybe I don't. But whereas you're doing like research and you already know a lot of these names and blah blah blah. But I think, kind of glancing over everything for this season, I want to give it, I think, to Ron Gilbert, um, for the creation of Scum and really getting Maniac Mansion and Monkey Island going. These, like, I really love where that genre is going. I really love these games, and unlike a lot of the other big names, I'm a little bit worried because I know we are right around the golden age of this genre, and a lot of these. I don't know how many more we have, and I don't know how many more he's involved in. And I'm afraid that if we miss the opportunity to give him his baddie right now, he might not get it again. Whereas, people like Miyamoto, it's like, listen, we'll probably have a chance to give that to him any old season, right? But I think like this is a guy who deserves some accolades here, and I want to make sure he gets them. I don't know how you're feeling here.
Ron Gilbert was also my first thought.
Hmm.
I do think, I mean, the man invented cutscenes.
Hmm.
Like you gotta give him a lot of credit for that. And we will see there's plenty more incredible adventure games going forward, and there's more that Ron Gilbert is involved in, but certainly none that he is so associated with and important and remembered for than both Maniac Mansion and Secret of Monkey Island. Like those are his, if you were gonna
Hmm.
crystallize his contributions to this medium, those are the two games. So
Hmm.
I think that's totally deserved. The other names I thought were maybe like a joint award to John Carmack and John Romero. And I guess Tom
Hmm.
Hall too, if you want to throw him in there, but he's not as famous. But Wolfenstein and Doom, what did first person shooters do for this genre? Like they became the de
Yeah.
facto game for many years. Hard to understate the importance of that. And Sid Meier, maybe even another name, but I don't know that, he's still kind of in his nascent stages and maybe he doesn't quite
Hmm.
deserve it yet at this point. So I don't know. We could give this award to multiple people if we want. Who gives a shit? So we can say whatever we want. Doesn't matter.
Good award. Good option. I don't even think you gave it to anybody there. You
Yeah.
just gave some
I gave it to
options.
both of them. I said they
Okay.
all get it.
Okay. By both, you mean like 5 people.
Yeah. Well, it's
Okay.
one. It's like an Emmy. You share
Okay.
it with the team.
Sure. Sure. So
I
you
mean,
gave
from
it to
that,
multiple teams.
I just think Carmack and Romero are like inseparable. I feel like that's
Okay.
like that's almost like I don't know, the Cohen brothers or something.
Hmm. Sure. I don't know.
You just give it to them. All right. Well, I don't know. I guess that was good, right?
I think that was pretty good.
We do a good job on the
Yeah.
awards.
I don't think I need to take a final exam though. I think you can just pass me and you can
I'm
move
afraid
on.
I can't. I'm afraid I
You
can't do
just give
that.
me write down a nice little A on there.
Because listen, it's all well and good that you come in here and say, "Oh, I've learned so much. Oh, I'm a gamer now. Oh, I love games." No, not good enough. You need to prove that shit,
Oh no.
which is why
Oh
I've
no.
organized the final exam to test your knowledge and to see
Oh.
what you've learned over the course of season 2.
Mm.
And I know you've been studying hard.
uh
I know you've been really stressing over this thing. And I got to tell you, there's some things are a little bit different from last season's final exam. And the first thing I'm going to say is, how should I do this? Well, some of this stuff I might be editing into the final episode, and you might not be able to really see it or enjoy it as much.
Wait, I'm the one being tested.
Well, you'll see what I mean. So for this season's final exam, it's a special episode. We have a special edition of Bad with Games Arcade. Wow.
Wow. That's exciting, I guess.
There's going to be 3 rounds to play. Okay. And in the first round, you're gonna see right here, there's a game board. You will be in control of Mikey. And you need to move Mikey across the board to get him to the goal successfully. Now, along the way, each space, there's going to be 4 P's. Those are, of course, pop quizzes, puzzles, points, and prizes. Now, in the case of this edition of the game, it's actually exclusively going to be pop quizzes or puzzles. But if you get them right, you will get prizes, and those prizes will be points.
Oh,
You understand?
I thought maybe I would get a prize.
No, you do. The prize is points.
Well, that's not. I
Now,
don't know.
last season, there are more things for you to uncover in this quiz than last season. Which means I had to adjust some of the scoring math, which means there's actually an additional level that you might get ranked in by the end of the show. So the lowest amount of points you will be a dunce. Moving up, the more points you get, you could be a baby gamer, a novice gamer, a gaming enthusiast, a true gamer, an extreme gamer, or if you get a perfect score, which is basically impossible, you'll be called a pro gamer.
I believe I was a gaming enthusiast last time.
I believe that's correct. So I don't know if it's harder or easier for you this time. There's more points for you to get, but there's also more points for you to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't, the one thing I couldn't really rig, or I didn't feel like figuring it out, was to actually show you Mikey moving across these spaces.
Right.
But
Right.
maybe the audience will see that happen. But you'll notice that there's red lines on this version of the board.
I'm noticing some red lines here.
Yeah, you can't cross those. So unlike Nick Arcade, where you can send Mikey any direction you want, in this version, Mikey just moves in one direction, and there's no time limit. So you do just have to go through every single space to get to the goal. So essentially, this is purely just a visual reference, and you're just going to be solving a series of puzzles. Yeah, it's not that.
I mean,
different.
you could have just put as many questions as there were, and then just pretended I hit those squares. But it's fine.
Right, but that would have, like, you might have made a beeline for the goal.
But I mean, like, if I made a beeline, there's like a shortest path, and you could have put like one or two more than that. And
yeah, well, then I would have had to make so many spaces.
you could have done fewer questions.
And then everyone would have had to listen to you go right. And it's like, who gives a shit? Let's just get to the questions,
Oh, I wanted you to be all like, Mikey's going right. I wanted to hear you say that every time.
Yeah,
I wanted to go like left, and you'd be like, Mikey can't go left. Like, that's what I wanted to. It would have been good.
Well, which direction do you want Mikey to go in first?
Can I make Mikey go? Let's have Mikey go right.
All right, Mikey's going right. Dun 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 dun. All right. Now in this round, you're gonna get a series of pop quizzes as well as audio puzzles.
Oh boy.
And first up is an audio puzzle. No. You need to identify what game this music is from. Now, if you can correctly identify the game, you get 5 points. If you can then go on to tell me where in the game this music is played, you'll get an additional 5 points for a total of 10.
All right. This was like my worst category last time.
Well, we're going to see, because this time you were prepared for it.
Maybe.
All right. So here is your first audio puzzle. Identify this music.
Okay, do I buzz in?
Yeah, whatever. You don't have to wait. You can say it whenever you want.
Okay, so I'm buzzing in. So this is Mario. I believe this is Mario 3? Or is it we'll see. Do I get an incorrect if I'm wrong?
You can keep going until you give up. You can try to guess a couple times.
I'll say that this is Mario 3.
Okay, well, that would be wrong.
Damn.
This is Mario World.
I can't keep the Marios.
This is Mario World's athletic theme. One of the songs that I said has been stuck in my head for many years. I think one of my favorite compositions in all gaming.
Well, I knew it was from one of the Marios.
Well, that doesn't count for anything. Which way would you like Mikey to move next?
How about up?
Oh, I'm afraid he can't go up. He's going to have to keep on moving in the direction that he's been moving in. And that is going to bring us to our first pop quiz. And your first pop quiz question is this. What was Kirby's original Japanese name?
Buzzing in, Popopo.
That is correct. Good job. The original Japanese name of Kirby, Popopo.
I know my curbs.
You're a real champ. All right. Next up, Mikey is going to be moving.
Wait a second, I didn't say I wanted to move him right yet.
Okay, well, he can only go in one direction. He's going right, and he's moving on to another music audio challenge. Take a listen to this. See if you can identify this tune.
This sounds... This sounds like a Mega Man 2 tune to me. Is what it sounds like. But I don't know where it is. I think I'm gonna say Mega Man 2, but I don't know where.
No, I'm afraid this is Contra. Contra, the jungle theme, level 1 of Contra.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't gonna get that.
No, you wouldn't have, and you didn't.
Yeah, I should have known that it wasn't, because I was just like, I don't know where it would even be, but it has that kind of feel to it, that jaunty step.
I can see where you're coming from, though. It does have a kind of a Mega Man 2 energy to it.
But I didn't recognize it from anywhere, so, I don't deserve the points.
Okay, well, you won't get any points for that one, but we can move on. All right, next up, we got another pop quiz for you. Riddle me this.
Going right first.
Mike is going right. Riddle me this. What does SCUM stand for?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, see, I didn't feel that prepared for this.
Uh-oh.
What
We might have a
SCUM
baby
stand
gamer in
for?
our midst.
We might. Wouldn't be surprised if I go down here. Nope, I can't even start. I don't know what it is. I do not know what
even
SCUM
take a
stands
stab at. I could give you half credit if you got like 2 of the 5 letters.
I really have no clue.
No guesses at all.
Nope, no guesses at all. I think it stands for 2 different things, even.
SCUM stands for Script Creation Utility for Maniac Mansion. I would have given you 5 points for Maniac Mansion. You're so disappointing.
I knew what it was. I just don't. I don't know.
Well, Mikey's moving right, and it's another audio clue.
I've lost track of where Mikey is. I don't know how much longer he can move.
Yeah,
right.
It doesn't matter. I think you're going to do better on this one. Where is this music from?
So this is a Mega Man 2. This is Dr. Wily's theme from Mega Man 2, which I didn't get to in the game, and you know that. So I feel like that was unfair, but I'm still going to answer it.
Complete bullshit. You did get to it in our post-game play.
But that doesn't count.
Of course it counts. You did. You literally did it. I didn't I didn't do it for you. You did it. You sat there and played it.
Yeah, but it wasn't it was after the podcast.
I don't give a shit. Take your 10 points and shut the fuck up.
I just think I should get extra points.
Well, you don't. All right, Mikey, moving now on to another pop quiz question. Here it is.
Which direction? Is it still right?
Exactly. Before it became a first-person shooter, id Software took the name and inspiration for their Nazi killing simulator from what 1984 title?
1984 title. I do not know. Something... Was there just a thing that was like Castle Wolfenstein, and it was just called that? Isn't that just where you are? I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Listen, because I feel bad for you, I'm going to give you half credit for this one. The full name of the game was Beyond Castle Wolfenstein. But yeah, I mean, you should know it had the word Wolfenstein in it.
Yeah, no, I figured it must, but...
All right, you did your best, which unfortunately is what it is.
I told you I didn't feel very prepared for this one.
No, I should have believed you. Next up is another audio puzzle. Let's see if you can name this tune.
This is Echo the Dolphin, and am I in a cave by an octopus, perhaps?
I'm going to give it to you. This is the 3rd level under caves. But I don't know. You said the word cave, and that's pretty good. I don't necessarily expect you to remember the names of all those levels, so
okay.
I'll give you full credit for that.
Was it that level, or was that a different one? Is that one where I'm rescuing dolphins?
I mean, I think you maybe are doing a little of both, but yeah, there's an octopus in there.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say if I'm in the level where I'm sneaking past the octopus as opposed to the one where I'm exploring and getting dolphins, I think that counts.
I think it's the last level you got to. Is what it is. Maybe there's one more. All right, here's another question to test your gaming knowledge.
Where's
Precursors.
Mikey?
Shut the fuck up.
You can't just give me a format and then abandon it.
It's on the
This would
screen.
be like after the third question, you were like, you don't have to phrase in Jeopardy, you don't have to phrase your answers in the form of a question anymore. We're not doing that.
That's
Like,
what
no,
I'm
this
doing.
is the. No,
That's what
this
I'm
is
doing.
I want to know about Mikey.
Okay, Mikey's moving on to another question. The question is this. Precursors to Myst and Myst itself were primarily built using what defunct Apple program?
I remember they were built using HyperCard technology, so is it perhaps HyperCard?
It is. The name of the program is HyperCard. Well done. Well done retaining something.
Very good. I did it.
All right, things are looking up. Maybe there's a chance for you yet. Let's see. I bet you can figure out this next audio puzzle, which Mikey's about to hit right now.
Sorry, I'm kind of jamming out here, but this I believe is what we call doom music.
Not even.
Uh-oh.
No, it is.
Oh.
Do you have any guess as to when you might hear this music in the game?
I don't think I do. I'm not sure I kept track
guess.
of which level was which.
Feel free to
well
guess.
I mean, I could just say, am I fighting demons? But I'm gonna guess maybe this is, maybe I'm fighting some Barons of Hell? Like this is maybe the double Baron of Hell boss music?
I can't give you that. It's just
Yeah,
literally
so.
the very first level. It's the first music you hear.
Oh, sure, first level. Okay, sure. Yeah, no, that is not what I guessed, so.
It is called At Doom's Gate, or people will call it E1M1 as well.
Sure. I wouldn't have kept track of all that, so.
All right, Mikey's moving maybe down or left now.
Whoa. Well, he can't be moving left. We haven't had enough questions for that.
Yeah, that's
or
why
no,
I said maybe.
I guess we could have.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. Where is he? Maybe.
But I can tell you this: he is moving on to, that's right, another audio puzzle, 2 in a row. They might not always alternate.
Whoa! Wow.
Let's see if you can identify this tune.
Let's see here. Where am I? Oh, yes, I am. So this is Link to the Past. I'm playing Zelda, and I am in the village. Kakariko Village? Is that what it's called?
I'll give it to you. Kakariko Village. Pretty good.
I knew it was in Zelda. I played enough of that game, I knew it was in there somewhere.
All right. Now, Mikey will continue left to another pop quiz. Question for you. What is the official explanation explaining the origin of the name Echo the Dolphin?
Oh, come on. Come on.
The real one, the official explanation.
Not
a theory,
the real one, the
not
official
a theory,
one.
The official,
just the official one. It's not the real one, though.
The official
Let's
one.
be careful about our words here.
However you want to define it. The one given by the creator.
Yes, so I believe the official one is that it is related to the fact that dolphins echolocate, and that if you say ECCO outside, in order, it sounds sort of like the Italian phrase "I see" or something like this.
Yeah, that's pretty much correct. I think that's pretty much correct.
Yes, both things cited by John C. Lilly as part of the reason why ECCO was
I don't know what
the
you're
Earth
talking about
Communication
No, I don't think
Control Office.
All right,
Coincidence control. Why am I saying communication?
Mikey's moving back onto none of what you're saying is sanctioned by the podcast. Mikey's moving back left to another bit of music here. Let's see if you can recall this tune. little clue for you there. That's the whole thing. It's 25 seconds long.
Yeah. I'm not really recalling this here. What might it be? What could it be? I wonder.
Any guesses?
Hmm.
Would you like to hear it again? Ringing any bells?
It's not ringing any bells. I'm not sure what this is.
All right, you give up?
I could throw something out there, I guess.
I mean, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel happy enough to be a Kirby song, to be honest, but it could be. Maybe it's a Kirby song.
It's not a Kirby song.
Didn't think so. But...
I really thought that this one would resonate with you, but apparently it did not. This was Razor's song from Maniac Mansion.
Oh,
this is
that would make sense.
Rock song she plays for the Green Tentacle.
Yeah, no, that is what it is. You know what? It's because most of the time when I go back to revisit that, I'm listening to some of the other tracks that they mix together. She has that track goes through like several iterations. Yeah. No, you're right.
Well, that's a real shame. All right. Speaking of right, Mikey's moving left. On to our next pop quiz. What sci-fi writer helped workshop jokes for The Secret of Monkey Island?
Yes, this is Orson Scott Card.
That's right. Kind of a gimme there.
Yeah, I knew as soon as you said sci-fi writer, I was like, wait, there's only one we talked about.
I'm not going to give you some points. I'm not cruel. All right. Mikey's moving left back onto another audio clue.
This here is a Metroid song. I believe this is up near the top of the planet, near the surface. This isn't like a deeper one. Is that correct?
You need to be more specific. You said Metroid, but...
Oh, Metroid 2, Return of Samus?
Yeah, thank you.
Or do I need... Okay, I was going to say, we only played one Metroid game, but...
yeah.
Wait, maybe... Hold on. Is the planet SR388?
Wow. This is
the number right?
This is from Metroid 2 Return of Samus, and the title of the track is Surface of SR388.
Hell yeah.
So you nailed it, my friend.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely nailed it. All right, Mikey's continuing left. Here's another pop quiz for you. How do you get the Book of Mudora, and what is it used for?
The Book of Mudora, I believe you have to use your, I forget what they're called, boots, to charge into a bookshelf and knock it off. And it is used to translate ancient Hylian runes.
That might get you what?
That might get me what?
Yeah, like why would you want to do that?
I think the first time is to get you into a dungeon, but they might also get you those like magical crest things that let you use powers.
Yeah, and from
and also you would get the Master Sword.
Yeah, pretty important. You can't remember the name of the boots?
Are they like Apollo boots or something?
No. Close.
Power boots?
Pegasus boots.
Pegasus boots. Okay.
All right, I'll give it to you. You can have 10 points for that one, I guess. All right. Mikey's going to move on to a couple more music spaces now. Let's see how you do with these. If you're stumped, you might want to wait a little bit because later in the song might help you.
I do know this music.
Any guesses?
Let's see here. Let me see here. So this is Sonic music, correct? Um, right? Am I fucking up?
Incorrect.
Wait, what the fuck am I messing it up with? I'm thinking of because I was gonna say, is this not from the first song? No, what is that last sting from then? Hold on, wait a second. If that's not, wait, why I'm getting confused.
Uh-huh.
Oh, why am I? Yeah, okay, wait. Yeah, so this is Street Fighter music, right?
It is.
Yes.
It is Street
Yeah,
Fighter
I
music.
don't know why that ending sting made me think like I'm ending a Sonic level or something, but no, okay. Yes, this is like the menu theme for Street Fighter.
That's the player select theme.
Yeah.
I can't give you full credit because you did say Sonic first.
No, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
But I'll give you 5 points. Let's see if you can get this next tune Mikey's moving on to.
So this is a Sonic song, and which one is it? I want to say it's from like Marble Zone in the first Sonic. That's what I want to say.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Not quite. This is from Spring Yard Zone in the first Sonic.
But it is the first Sonic. Yeah.
Good guess. Yeah, good guess. You still get 5 points for that.
Okay.
All right, here's a tricky one for you. Pop quiz time. Mikey's moving down.
Oh boy.
Maybe. There are 4 ways to complete a level in Mr. Do. Name as many of them as you can.
All right. Eat all the cherries. Kill all the creeps. Find a diamond or spell extra.
Wow, you got all 4. Incredible. Well done.
I did, in fact, actually make sure to study that one. Like, when I looked over the list, I was like, what are some things I might need to know? And one of the one was, how do you play Mr. Do?
A real Mr. Do head over here. Mikey will now move right onto a new audio puzzle. Can you identify this song?
All right. This here is a Secret of Monkey Island song. Now, where was I when this song played? Is this in the Scum Bar?
You got it. It's Secret of Monkey Island in the Scum Bar. You don't know what it stands for, but you know what it sounds like when you're in it.
Yes, I do know what it sounds like. Doesn't it stand for something different? Like there's like a pirate thing that it stands for too, in the context of that game.
Maybe. I don't remember if they actually say, but it's very possible there's a joke about it.
Okay.
All right. We've got one last audio puzzle for you. Let's see how you do with this one. I know you're grooving, but
I am grooving. So this here is a Sonic 2 track, and is it from the pinball stage?
I'll give it to you. It's the Casino Night Zone, but
Okay.
yes, that is the stage that it's from.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to remember which day I was humming that and like what was I playing at the time.
Well done. You're almost at the goal. You almost got Mikey to the goal.
All right.
Pop quiz. Speaking of Sonic music, Composer Masato Nakamura of Sonic fame is better known to some for their role in what J-pop band?
Oh shoot, no, I do actually remember we went over this. Fuck. I was gonna say what the fuck, but now I'm remembering we did go over this. It's some kind of like I don't know, like the sort of thing you might make up for a J-pop band, right? I don't even know. It's like Fly Like Crazy or something. That's not right. I can't remember it, but it's something that sounds like that.
No guesses? Is that it?
I don't. I can't guess better than that.
Oh, I'm afraid the name of that band is Dreams Come True.
Dreams come true. Okay. I assume stylized in all capital letters.
That may or may not be the case. All right, one final space before you can get Mikey to the goal. Pop quiz. Tell me, what is the difference between John Carmack and John Tobias?
Let's see here. Which one did John Tobias? I remember the name Tobias because he's an anamorph. Uh, so John Carmack worked on Doom and Wolfenstein, and Tobias worked on. What do I think he worked on? I wonder what I think he worked on. I remember him coming up. Maybe he also worked on those, and it's complicated, and I don't remember it. I'm gonna say he
It's
worked
an
on
American name,
Civilization.
right? Final answer?
Yeah.
I'm afraid not. That John Tobias is one of the two creators of the Mortal Kombat series, along with Ed
Damn.
Boon. But I guess I have to give you 5 points for John Carmack, even though that's the easy one.
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose you do. You don't have to, but
Well, I did. But guess what? You have successfully got Mikey to the goal and completed round 1.
wow, yay!
I hope this is pretty exciting, isn't it?
It's pretty exciting. I wish I knew where Mikey was the whole time, but
Now he's at the goal. Well, guess what? It's not over yet because Mikey was in his neighborhood in the first round.
mhm.
But in round 2, he's going to space.
I didn't run into Game Over anywhere. I hope he doesn't show up in the next round.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad if you met Game Over the bully or even the aliens who smooch you.
Oh, yeah, no, that wouldn't be good either.
Well, you can see in round 2, it's the same number of spaces, but this time you start from a different direction.
Right. This time Mikey's going left.
So it's a whole new game. Now, in fact, there is a new type of challenge in round 2. You are finished with the audio puzzles. Now mixed in with the pop quiz questions, you are also going to be required to take part in visual puzzles.
Ooh, okay.
And the way this is going to work, and I apologize to our audio listeners, because this is the one segment that might be better if you watch it on YouTube. You will see an image from a game that has been edited or distorted in some way, and you have to identify what the game is from the image.
Uh-oh. This could be a bad one for me.
I really don't know. This is an experiment. It might be very easy for you, or it might be impossible. I'm not sure which it will be.
What were you going to do if I was recording without my contacts in? You'd have had to wait for me to go put them in.
I wouldn't have. That's on you, my friend. Would have been better, probably. And if you could just maybe describe like what you're seeing for audio listeners as you try to puzzle it out, that might help too.
Yeah.
So here's Mikey's first visual puzzle for you. Can you see that? Are you looking at that?
So I'm seeing a lot of pixelations, some blue down the bottom, a bunch of grays in the background, a little bit of peach in the middle, like maybe some kind of an enemy or a person or a dick. Hard to say exactly what it could be.
Huh.
Yeah. From this point here, but there's a number of options we could have.
Okay. Is anything
Um,
coming to mind, or are you
oh, I see.
stumped?
This isn't one of those things like in the Nick thing where it keeps getting
Oh no, this is
clearer
it.
until you.
This is the
This is
image.
it.
This
This
is
is it.
it.
Okay. This is interesting. Is it? So I'm gonna assume that this isn't like pixelated, but is rather very zoomed in on something. I guess.
I'm just gonna tell you right now. It's. I didn't. You know what? I guess I won't, because they do have different effects. So never mind. I guess I won't say anything about it.
Hmm. Let me think here. I'm also kind of getting vibes of like a bird's foot. Like maybe this big gray mass is some kind of crow or something, and then that's its foot underneath it here. Um, I don't know. Something about it is giving me Contra vibes, but I don't know what it would be in Contra.
I feel like the bottom third of this image should be your biggest clue.
Hmm. Well, I don't know what to make of it.
All right. Well, if you're stumped, then you're stumped.
I'm pretty stumped if Contra vibes isn't a good enough answer.
Well, since it's not Contra, it's not a good enough answer.
Well, there you go.
Well, I will reveal the unedited image now. This was, in fact, a screen from Wolfenstein 3D.
Okay.
Well, maybe now that you've done one, you'll sort of have an idea of what these will be like going forward. You can see that blue bar at the bottom was like your health, and the gray blob or the beige blob was a Nazi. And
I see. So this was very pixelated, not like zoomed in on a section.
Correct. It was just pixelated.
Yeah. Okay.
It was an effect done to the image. All right. Well, we'll see how those go going forward.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a total disaster. Don't know yet. All right. Next up, Mikey's moving left onto a pop quiz space. What's the difference between Yuji Horii and Yuji Naka?
Let's see here. Yuji Naka, is he the one who made the Sonic design? I think he is. And Yuji Horii, I believe, was associated with one of the RPGs we did. Maybe Final Fantasy II or perhaps Dragon Quest. That's my thought process here. So I'm going to say Yuji Horii worked on I'm going to say Final Fantasy II.
Unfortunately, it was Dragon Quest.
Fuck.
However, you're correct about Yuji Naka. So half credit for that one. All right. Next up, Mikey's moving left onto another visual clue. We're going to keep moving along with this, so check it out. There's your screen.
All right. So I'm seeing a lot of waves. I'm seeing a lot of wobbles. It looks like this has kind of been stretched out in weird ways across the screen horizontally. So let's see here. If I were to imagine that perhaps these were all pushed together so that they were straight, I'm seeing this wobbly blue, which could be like a straight river. I'm seeing a lot of grays and whites, which almost look like they could be numbers or buildings or something if they were straightened out here. There is a part of me that wants to say like civilization maybe, but I don't know. I don't know that it actually looks like civilization. It almost more looks like what I might imagine civilization would look like. What? What do I think that this thing is? Oh, but you know what? Up at the top, I do kind of see it looks like a white building with a bunch of windows in it, and I see orange flowers next to it. So perhaps this could be an RPG town, is what it could also be. But I'm not really sure. Now, what's that little guy down at the bottom? That kind of looks like a guy. I don't know. I don't really know where to go with this. Maybe I'll just give this one Dragon Quest.
Is that your final guess?
Sure.
Good guess. It is, however, Final Fantasy II.
Damn it.
Yep. Yep.
I mixed everything up.
But
I see. So the things that I said looked like letters or maybe streets were in fact like paved cobblestone. So sort of like a street.
yeah, I would probably call that a street or a road or something. But
Yeah.
you got the gist of it. You got the vibe. So you were getting somewhere with it. All right. Next up, here's another question for you. I think round 2 is going to be where you really lose all your points.
That's fine. That's fine.
Next
As long as
question
I get some.
for Mikey and you. What are the names of the 2 manipulative brothers in Myst?
Hmm.
I'll give you 5 points for each.
I feel like this isn't a fair question.
I think it's fair. You heard their names in the section, and we talked about it, and they're in my song. So you were exposed to these names.
I just feel like maybe it's not fair. I feel like maybe you did missed questions on purpose just to take away my points.
Well, maybe you should have played it, and then you would have
I
figured it
believe
out.
they are known as red pages and blue pages. That's not right.
Sounds like this is a no for on both.
Are they like Atlas and Sierra?
Well, that's a really good guess.
I feel like it's something like that.
In fact, their names are Cirrus and Achenar.
Cirrus. I could have gotten Cirrus maybe. Or
Yeah,
Sirius.
but you didn't, so 0 points for you on that. Mikey will continue on to the next space, and it's going to be yet another visual clue. All right, so let's see if you do any better with this one. I bet you will. Here it is.
Yeah, I'm getting the hang of these. All right, so I'm seeing a sort of, what would you call that? Like a lavender or like a indigo, like a little
Lilac.
bit blue lilac. Yeah, blue. More somewhere in between blue and purple, more purple than blue, very light. That's most of the background. I'm seeing some looks like maybe warped text boxes at the bottom. I'm seeing some. I don't know if that's sand or something here on top of that. But there's like ripples in there, almost like a sound wave. And then there's kind of a thing coming out of the middle that appears to be like shooting in a direction. I feel like if you're only listening to the description, you're not really getting a good picture of what I said.
I think you're doing great.
Let me see though. What could this even be? Because I don't really know what this looks like.
It's funny because when you start describing it, I'm like, wow, he's doing a good job vamping before he just says what it is because it's so obvious.
Oh,
he
no,
doesn't know.
I don't know. I'm just going over all the details here while I try to figure out what it could be. I mean those boxes at the bottom feel like they should be distinctive to me. Because they do kind of look like text boxes. Now, what is this thing that's like kind of shooting off? What is this weird sand stuff? Where is this? What is this? Like there's a part of it because the background is so flat, it almost looks like it might be 2D here. Which, I wish I could say like Zelda 2, but we didn't do that this season.
Uh-huh.
But it would have to have text boxes. Maybe this one's Dragon Quest. But I feel like that's not right. Doesn't really look like a Dig Dug either.
That thing in the corner, I feel like, should be a giveaway.
Thing in the corner.
Upper left.
Like, you mean the thing that's like shooting off? Like the little blob up here, not like in the far corner.
Upper left corner is what I mean. Damn. I thought this was
really
know
what the
one.
hell this is. I have no clue what this is. I'm going to say Dragon Quest, but I don't know.
I'm afraid, here, I'll reveal it and then you'll see it and let's see your reaction.
Well, no wonder I didn't get it.
You did play this level. I did
play this level.
It's the Angry Sun level from Mario 3, and you could have recognized the blue squares from the bottom, and even Mario, who still was like red and black. And the desert. How many games did we play that had sand? You correctly identified the sand.
Yeah, I mean, I did say that there was sand and it looked like a 2D side scroller. That could have been the sort of thing that that would get you to Mario on its own. Yeah, these boxes at the bottom really felt like the most distinctive giveaway to me, but I could not place them. Well, these are just not Mario just isn't my listen.
So far, 0 for 3.
I
I
don't
should have
feel too
expected
bad.
this. No visual. But there's plenty more, so we're going to see if you get better.
I
Next
might get better. You never know.
pop quiz here. Tough one. What does
Mhm.
UAC stand for?
UAC. What does UAC stand for? No context to this, huh?
Do you need context?
I
I'll
don't
just
know
tell
what
you.
this is.
It's from the game Doom.
I sort of remember seeing UAC in like maybe the manual,
It's
but I don't remember what it stands for.
depicted on various doors and boxes and things. It stands for Union Aerospace Corporation.
Hmm.
I think it might
Yeah,
stand
I
for
don't
something
think I knew
different in the
that.
movie. I think they made it stand for ARC or something.
Well, I don't remember that part of Doom lore.
Well, very disappointing. All right, I think you're going to get this next visual clue for you and Mikey. Here it is.
Yeah, of course I'll get this one. All the other ones I didn't, but this one I'll get. All right, so I'm seeing a big colorful swirl here. It's all been swirled into the middle. I'm seeing a lot of green and red at the top. I'm seeing a lot of like gray near the bottom where the floor might be. Blue background like a sky perhaps. Um oh, I'm seeing people at the edges here. Little heads popping up. What would have this? Hold on. Cuz if I go from the sides here, I've got like this gray bottom that's like a floor, then like a wall or something, then some people like maybe a crowd. So then I go up. This kind of looks like it should be like a fighting game background in a way, but it's so bright up near the top with the blue here. I don't know. I'm gonna say that maybe this is a Mortal Kombat stage.
All right, finally, I'll give you one. It's Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, that
Those-
is bright. That sky is much brighter than I remember the backgrounds in Mortal Kombat being. But yeah, the
Yeah,
people was the giveaway. They're too realistic.
I thought the big green health bars would be the giveaway.
Oh, I couldn't tell those were health bars. They were just big green lines in the swirl.
All right, here's a pop quiz question for you.
Oh, that's cool though, because there's a yin yang in the middle of this image, and that's where the swirl was centered.
Yeah, totally. I did that on purpose. Pop quiz question for you. Sega's 16-bit Genesis console was better known by what name outside of the USA?
Oh,
Outside of the US, what did they call the Genesis?
the Genesis outside of the US, was this the Mega Drive?
It was. Well done.
Right.
Well
I remembered
done.
one.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good. All right, Mikey's moving on. Here's another visual clue.
All right. So this here, I mean, this is clearly one of the arcade. Before you know what? I'll describe what I see before I say it. I've got a black background here. I've got a lot of colorful kind of shapes, bright purples and blues and yellows, some oranges near the bottom. I've got like a red and some whites and blues, but they're all kind of abstract polygons here. Not well, I guess it is that kind of polygon, but the pattern here to me looks very reminiscent of one of these like top-down Space Invader shooting things that we did. And seeing that the way that the enemies curve and the colors of your ship at the bottom, I'm going to say that this is a Galaga here.
Well, this was sort of a trick one.
Or
because
was it a
It is
Galaxian?
Galaxian.
Oh, yeah, no, I knew it could also be Galaxian, but the way that they curved up at the top, I see when you undo it here, they form kind of this upside down W shape, but they are blocky. They're rigid, but they looked like maybe they were swarming in a curve to me.
I'll give you half credit for that one.
Sure.
It's
I
kind
knew
of a
it
neat
could be
one.
Galaxian. I knew it had to be Galaxian or Galaga.
Yeah. Here's your next pop quiz. Final Fantasy II developer Akitoshi Kawazu took his unique leveling system and adopted it for what other RPG franchise?
What was this other RPG franchise? I do remember we talked about it. I do remember that it was a franchise I had never heard of before. And I don't remember what it was called. Some kind of, I don't even know.
Again, it's one word.
Night King fighting thing.
No, I'm afraid the franchise as a whole is referred to as Saga. Saga.
Okay, yeah, I didn't remember that. I was on completely the wrong track. But I did remember I'd never heard of it before.
Well, that's something. Let's see if we can get you back on track with another visual clue.
All right, these visual clues. All right, so this here also looks like some kind of an RPG. I've got very bright colors. I've got swirly, another one of these swirly effects where it swirls from the top down. I've got a river, super bright green fields, trees. I've got some houses. And the graphics on this look a little bit simpler. The sort of thing that maybe you would put in an Ultima, but it looks too bright for that. So I'm going to go back to Dragon Quest again. I feel like one of these times it's got to be right.
This time you got it right. It is Dragon Quest for the NES.
There we go. It really was that bright green.
Yes. Well done. All right. Here's a question for you. Going back to Mario. In Donut Plains in Super Mario World, how do you find the secret exit that leads to this top secret zone with Yoshi and other power-ups?
Let's see. In Donut Plains, the secret exit leads to Yoshi and other power-ups. I'm thinking this is the one that was out of the Boo House, and you had to get your cape Mario or whatever, and you had to fly to the left and up at the beginning of the level, and then run across the roof to find it. I think is what it
Well
was.
done. That's just about correct. You're a Mario World expert already. All right, Mikey's moving to the right this time. He is checking out yet another visual clue. Let's see how it goes.
I'm getting better at these visual clues. Oh, Jesus. So what I'm seeing here is like a magic eye picture. A lot of circles, overlapping colors. I think if I was colorblind, this would probably like reveal an image or something that normal colored visioned people couldn't see, and it would tell the doctor I had a problem. I'm seeing blues and greens and reds and circles overlapping each other. But I'm seeing horizontal green stripes and a blue at the bottom. Horizontal green, black, green, yellow, blue. Does that mean anything to me? I'm seeing two kind of colorful bits that are showing through here that are, I don't know if they're circular underlying, that are like some darker blue within the greens. What the hell is this? What am I looking at? Am I just going to go to another RPG or another top-down thing? I don't know what this is.
All right. Well, this time around, it was, in fact, Contra.
It is Contra.
You got that blue river at the bottom. You got a guy up
Yeah.
at the top, a lot of green and brown.
Yeah, I mean, the green, I can see the green, dark green, yellow, blue. Okay, yeah, horizontal stripes. Yeah, two guys. Yeah. Okay. That
All
is
right.
how Contra is laid out. I mean, I did get the component parts of how Contra is laid out, so
It's true.
fair,
It's
I
true.
guess.
You're
I
still in
can't
the
complain.
game. Mikey's moving on to another pop quiz here. The creator of Kirby, at just 19 years old, This developer would go on to manage the Super Smash Bros. Series for Nintendo. What is his name?
This is Sakurai, right? The fuck is his first name? I don't know, or family, given name. What the fuck is the other name that goes with that?
It starts with an M.
Right. A lot of them do.
It's Masahiro Sakurai, but I'm going to give it to you.
Masahiro,
That's
okay.
the fact that you got his last name. That's most people will refer to him as just Sakurai, so I
Mhm.
will accept it. Well, then that was a tough one. You had to remember a name for that one, so I'm impressed.
Yeah, I don't do as good with those.
right, here-
Masahiro, I should remember that.
Here's another
'Cause you'll
visual
ask it again.
clue. Let's see how you do on this one.
Okay, actually, I think I know this one because this one doesn't feel very distorted. So I'm seeing a lot of green. I'm seeing some, uh, what would you call that? It looks like paths or whatever, kind of a brownish, vertical stripes with like a bend there. I'm seeing a little bit of blurred out white near the top and some gray things. This to me looks like a little bit of our good friend the game Xevious.
That's right, Xevious, one of your faves. That one's not as hard, but maybe
Yeah,
it's because you're such a Xevious fan.
it could be. I mean, also just the angle of like those
Oops, don't
vertical
look at that one
things
yet.
driving you that way, and then they come at that weird angle. And
Yeah. All right, here's a pop quiz for you. In Britannia's history, how many eras of the Age of Darkness preceded the Age of Enlightenment?
how many eras? I want to say that it's as many as there were games. I'm hoping that it's 3.
You're correct. Ultima 1, 2, and 3. Each one is one era.
Okay. Okay, good.
All right. Good job. You're doing pretty good, I think. Back to the visuals. Here we go. Identify this screen.
All right. So here I'm getting a lot more of dark blue with some greens in there, some whites in there. It looks like a very zoomed out version of a map. In some ways, I'm seeing some reds, a lot of squiggles, a lot of blurs here. Um, because I'm getting map vibes, there's a part of me that wants to say civilization, but I don't know what all these yellows and reds are, and even these white things that look kind of like clouds here. What could it all be? What could it all be? I mean, it could also, oh, you know what it could be? It could be like tunnels, underwater tunnels, almost something like Echo, except that then what are all these greens doing here? I'm gonna say it is Echo. Maybe it's one of the obnoxious later Echo levels.
Well, this is a tricky one.
Hmm.
You were closer with Echo than Civilization. This is one of these special stages from Sonic 1.
Okay. Yeah. This is one of the weird maze pinball things you rotate. Okay, so but it was still like a bunch of like dark blue paths, and those were in fact clouds. Yeah, okay.
so pretty good. All right, we're moving right on to another visual clue. Try to identify this one.
Okay, so this is a good piece here. If this was like a bit of modern art. Yeah. Because I've got like vertical like blues and reds and oranges that very much contrast, but then horizontal stripes that change the shade. And then I've got some like weird little black bits, dots in there that almost look like faces. It looks like one of these red things is screaming. I don't think they would have looked like faces originally. Um, boy, this one is weird. I like it a lot. It's a really good piece.
I think if you look close enough, you will get this.
What could it be? Is there like, I wish I could. I feel like I'm really not on any kind of a track with the overall picture. I need to look at details. But maybe it's just so weird and fun. Maybe it's a Mr. Do.
Final guess.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty close. It's Dig Dug.
It's Dig Dug. Okay. Yeah,
I
I could
thought
not make out the tunnels, but
you can kind of
that
even
feels.
see those little orange guys in there if you look in the middle.
Hmm.
But maybe you
Where
have to
in the
have
middle am
normal
I seeing
eyes for
them?
that. In one of those
Yeah, wait a
black
second.
tunnels.
Go back. Go back to the dig dug, and then back to the thing. Oh, are they like the tiny little bits?
Yeah, right in the center.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like that is too small to make out that kind of detail.
Yeah.
At
No,
least the
that's good.
color palette's the same, though.
That's right. Color palette is the same. All right, but good guess. You were almost there. Here's another multi-part pop quiz question for you. Mikey's almost home.
Ooh, okay, Mikey. Get out of space. You don't
There
belong there.
are 5 different versions of Street Fighter 2 that were released for the arcade. Name as many of these subtitles for those games as you can. You'll get 2 points each.
Oh boy. Okay, there's like Championship Edition.
That's one.
There's like
Well, it's Champion
uh
Edition. I'll give it to you.
champion. Okay.
I
There's
think.
like World Fighter or World Tour. There's something with a world. Um God. Uh there's probably one that's just like Street Fighter Extreme or X or Mega. I don't know. I don't know. Oh geez. I don't remember these.
That's it? You're done?
I don't know. I think I'm done. I don't know them.
Oh my goodness. The one you're trying to come up with is the World Warrior.
World Warrior. Okay.
Other titles are Hyper Fighting, The New Challengers, and Turbo.
Okay, Turbo I should have known, but those other two don't even remember hearing before. I'm
Well,
sure I did, but
you did what you could. All right, a couple more visual puzzles for you. Let's get back to the looks and let's see how you do with your eyeballs.
all right, let's get these eyes rolling here. More grays. Some more
Body.
yellow. That could be sand coming down. A lot of this back and forth swirl here. I see what could be kind of a bluish square or rectangle if I straightened it out. I wonder what this is. I wonder what it could be. I wonder if this is another Mario 3. I don't think you'd do it twice, but maybe this is a world map of Mario 3. Would you do that to me? You probably would. Probably should. Hmm. What the hell is this? What could it be? I'm gonna go with it's a Mario 3 world map, even though that's probably not right.
Well, in a way, you got the right words in there. This is Mario
Hmm.
World, not Mario 3.
Hmm.
A level that you spent a good amount of time in, I thought you would have
Hmm.
recognized.
I see. The blue box is where my power up would go.
Yeah. I mean, if you look back, you can kind of even see
Oh yeah, do
Mario's
see a Mario. Yeah.
and his name at the top. But you
I guess I
tried.
can't really make out the Mario at the top.
This is your final visual clue. What do you
All
think?
right. This is very like kind of dark, moody. This would also be a good modern art piece. A lot of little dots here. A lot of red and black, some green. It almost looks like it's dripping from the top with like whites coming in. This is giving me Doom vibes.
Final answer?
I'm gonna go with Doom.
Well, you're going to be wrong because it's Mist.
Damn. Oh yeah, well, I was never gonna get that.
There are a bunch of trees. You spent long enough on that island. You should know it by heart. It's the only place you saw. All right. Well, this is great. In order to get Mikey home for round 2, you're going to need to answer one final question.
Uh-oh. What if
In
I
the,
don't answer correctly? Does he not go home?
he will be killed. He'll be flushed out the airlock. Your question is, in the novel Wet Goddess, the
Mhm,
protagonist is seduced by a psychic dolphin named Ruby. What is the
mhm.
name of the real life dolphin Ruby was inspired by?
Oh, shoot. How come What the hell was the name of the real Ruby? Shoot. I should know this one.
Well, well, well.
Hmm. Why do I not know this one off the top of my head? The real life Ruby. That Mr. Brenner fucked.
Uh-huh.
Oh man. I'm for some reason I'm getting like Z vibes, but I don't know what that would even be. It's not like it's not like it's not like Daisy or something, is it?
You're close.
Daisy or Dorothy maybe? No, Dorothy's not right.
Any-
I don't quite remember this dolphin's name.
The dolphin's name was Dolly.
Dolly.
That's right. Like Dolly Parton,
Yeah.
not like Salvador.
Yeah. I would have
Wow.
gotten Ruby.
Well, this was a real disappointing round 2 for you, but you did manage to get Mikey to the goal. And because you're the only contestant on the show, you do have enough points that we are now going to send you into round 3, the video zone.
I have more rounds to do.
Yeah, there's round 3.
I guess that's true. I guess I do still have to do the video zone.
Yeah, this is the part of the
Can't just
show
do Mikey.
that where rapid fire, I have a series of challenges that I'm going to present you with, and you need to overcome them as fast as possible. There's going to be a timer on the clock. And if you do not know the answer, you can pass and we will return to it.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So this is the lightning round. Are you ready?
No. I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
Okay. You're entering the video zone. You're donning your virtual reality helmet. These things will appear before you like magic. You'll have to use your imagination because you don't actually get to see it. Audio listeners, you're back on the same ground as the rest of us now.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. You pull up to a mystical island. You need to input the correct number of markers on the island into a device to proceed. What is the number?
8?
That's correct. You can proceed on. Now blocking your path, you notice some cracked blocks in your way. You need to descend deeper into this cave. How do you get past these blocks?
Some cracked blocks. I'm gonna pass. I don't remember what this is from.
All right, next up, you're trying to move through, but oh no, a vicious 8 arms is in your path. What do you do?
Vicious 8 arms. I don't know what the hell these things are.
It's a horrible 8 arms. Pass?
Yeah, sure, pass. I don't know.
All right, well, a fighter challenges you. You need to throw a fireball to defeat them. How do you do it?
Oh gosh, is that like swivel from down to left and then right and A? That's my Hadouken?
I'll give it to you. That's close enough. You've performed
Okay.
a Hadouken. You get to move on. A pirate approaches you with a sword and says, "You fight like a dairy farmer."
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
Well done. You've appropriately shamed him, and he moves on. However, you took a couple of wounds there. You're going to need to mix an agent to make a cure for yourself. What ingredients do you combine to do so?
I will combine spider silk and ginseng?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Fuck.
Would you like to try again or pass?
Is it spider silk and garlic?
I'm afraid that's not it either.
It's not garlic and ginseng?
It's garlic and ginseng. The third try, you did it.
I swear that cures poison and not wounds. Whatever.
I said to make a cure. I didn't specify
Okay,
what it
fine,
was
fuck
for.
off.
Next up, someone wants you to draw Kirby. How do you do it?
First, I make a circle, then I dot the eyes, then I add a great big smile, and presto, it's Kirby.
Wow, full marks. Well done. All right, in order to get further, you can't go by foot. You're going to need to get a chocobo for transport. How do you do it?
I go down from that field into that special... Fuck, I don't remember the dungeon, but I go down into that area, and then I'm in the chocobo land, and I get on it.
It's fast. It's evading you. How do you get it?
I don't remember. I have to, like, guess where it's gonna. I don't remember how I get it.
All right, pass. Some of the citizens back home are writing to you from your towns that they are revolting and unhappy. How do you quell their whining?
Maybe I lower taxes, or maybe I return soldiers who are away back to their home if I'm in a democracy.
Sure, there's multiple ways you could do it. I'll accept that. Uh-oh, you've turned into an adorable pink bunny rabbit. How are you going to get back to your normal form?
I either will go back to the light world, or I will just wait for the depower up to run out. Depending on what happened.
What if you're stuck in the dark world and there is no depower up and you just got here?
Yeah, then I have to go. Then I have to go back.
You need a certain item to survive in the dark world without being a rabbit.
Oh, I see. I need to come back with the item. Fuck, what was the name of that orb thing? It was the stupid thing that I used to get out of the room with the curtains, too. I think. Shit. I don't remember the name of that thing.
All right, moving on. Uh-oh, you're running out of air. What do you do?
I need to get into an air bubble.
That's right, you found one. Okay, in order to proceed, you're going to need more lives. I'm going to need you to input the Konami code.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start.
You got it. You got it. Okay, as you get into you're getting further in, but there's some people in your way. The first one is a green tentacle. How do you get him out?
Oh fuck, I have to give him his favorite food, which I don't fucking remember what it was. It was something weird. It wasn't like the wax fruit, was it? No, it wasn't.
You could try giving it to him and see if it does something.
I'll try giving him wax fruit.
He likes it, but now he's thirsty.
Okay. Oh, it was the thirsty thing that was weird. I don't remember what all the things there to drink were.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
In order to proceed, you're going to need to achieve avatarhood. How do you do it?
I need to embody all of the virtues and pray at all of the meditate at all of the shrines.
Yes, for how many cycles?
3 cycles apiece.
You'll need something else for each shrine.
Oh, I'll also need... God, I need so much shit. I also need my mantras.
Yes, and one more thing.
Fuck, I don't remember the other thing.
The physical object.
Like relics or something. I don't remember what they were called.
All right, let's see what you can do. Along your way, you've collected a bunch of red and blue pages. Sirius and Akanar both want them. Who do you give the final page to?
I have no clue. No idea what that one could be.
All right.
I'm passing here.
All right, let's go back to some earlier ones. There's some more those cracked blocks in your path. Do you want to go down? You need to get through them. You need to go down deeper into the cave.
Oh, is this I need to like jump up and shoot down?
That's right, jump up and shoot down. Can you get past the vicious 8 arms?
The vicious 8 arms. I don't even know what this thing is.
It's hovering in front of you. It's floating. It's gonna get you.
I don't know what it is. I'm passing
all right,
it.
You can't get past it.
Oh wait, no, I do know what it is. I have to move slowly.
Yes, finally, you have to move slowly. Time's up. You have one final challenge to get out of the video zone. There's a level in Super Mario Bros. 3, but it's too hard for you to beat. What do you do?
Do I skip it by going down on the map?
Yes, you go down, and you made your way out of the video zone. Well done.
I don't know about that.
Well, what I was looking for with the chocobo, you do press A, but then you have to leave the forest, and it will be waiting for you on the map.
Oh, sure, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
The moon pearl is the item that you need.
Moon pearl. Yeah, I was like, I know what it looks like. It's that like round thing that's like a relic. But moon pearl, okay.
Yes, the rune. You need the runes for each virtue and avatar.
That's what it's called. That's what it's called.
And when the green tentacle is thirsty, it wants fruit drinks.
Fruit drinks. Okay. Yeah, I remember there were a bunch of like potential drinks, but I didn't remember what any of them were.
Yeah, I think I just gave him every food there was in the house, so I actually didn't really know what he needed. Just like everything. Now, this one you should have remembered because I did talk about it on the show. The final page you don't give to either of the brothers. You choose the third option. But You didn't play the game, so you were punished for it. All right, which means I now need to calculate your total score to determine what type of a gamer you are overall.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I can match what I did. I didn't feel too solid going in this time, but I did better than I thought I would, honestly. So let's see if I can at least match where I was last time.
You got a total of 352 points, which means that for season 2, you are once again a gaming enthusiast.
Hooray! I maintained my enthusiast status.
Which is actually, I should point out, worse because there's now an additional level above you. So you are actually lower on the totem pole than last time.
But it's fine. I'm still just as low on the totem pole. It's just that some people are higher now.
400 points is the cutoff for the next level up. So that's, you would have needed about 50 more points to be able to call yourself a new level. But I guess,
That's
you know,
probably a lot of not that many points, though, I bet.
being a new gamer, I guess being a gaming enthusiast 2 seasons in a row, it's to be expected. You're still learning. This
It
took
makes
way too
sense to
fucking
add.
long. Go on.
It makes sense to add new levels each time because I could be, the first time, how much of a gamer could I really be? But each season it's possible to become more of one.
Yeah, I almost forgot that we have a Listener's Choice Award winner too.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe I'll throw it back in. You want to know what the listeners voted for their favorite game of the season?
Yeah, this is a good conclusion. All those they gotta listen to the whole thing now, or they'll never know who won.
Well, I got to tell you, because there's so many games, like the vote was almost split. I almost thought it was just going to be like an 8-way tie, and that no game was going to
Wow.
be the winner.
Wow.
But by a narrow margin, the Listener's Choice Award for season 2 of Bad with Games goes to Mist. So that should make you pretty happy.
This feels like they're punishing me for this.
Well, because you're wrong, but there were votes for Zelda, Mario, Ultima, Sonic, and others as well. There are also some comments from here that maybe I don't know if I'm even going to read them on the show because they're mostly like feedback for us as opposed to really things they want necessarily to be read on the show. But general consensus, it seemed like listeners enjoy the episodes where you are able to engage with the games properly more than they do the ones where you fail to engage with them on a meaningful level. I would say that's the takeaway. I'm using their words, not mine.
I believe that that's true. But, there's more to it than just listener enjoyment. There's also listener engagement. Because if you enjoy the other things better, but you show up in force when I do bad, I don't know. It feels like maybe I'm being rewarded for doing bad.
However you
Just
want to
some
look
food
at
for
it
thought.
is up to you. Thanks for sticking with us with this long episode. I hope that some of you enjoyed it. If you want to let us know your thoughts on these award winners or others, you can leave a comment on YouTube or email us, badwithgamespodcast@gmail.com. Support the show by contributing to our patreon.com/badwithgames. $5 a month. You get bonus Discord access plus additional audio episodes. This week, we are going to be checking out the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993 and discussing that on the Patreon only. You can find us on Twitch and all our other social media. Links are going to be in the description down below. Season 3 begins in earnest next week.
Exciting.
And, we're kicking it off with a pretty massive one. And I will reveal it now so everybody can get hyped. Because next week we'll be playing Super Mario 64.
What? That's crazy.
Our first 3D game, unless you count Doom and Wolfenstein. Our first real fully 3D modeled game.
Insane. No one was expecting this. Season 3 could do we could do anything. We could go anywhere now.
We could. I'd talk a little bit more about season 3, but I think we can save that for next week because we've already gone so fucking long. We got to end this. It's ridiculous. It's my fault. I added too many questions. I don't know. I didn't anticipate how long you would take to get some of them. I didn't plan it well. It was a big, boring episode, but there's some freaks out there who like when we go on forever, so maybe they're into it. All right. Thanks for listening to season 2, and please stay with us for the future. I promise things are only going to get better and better from here. Gamers out.
Gamers out.